this is Chris from Shrapnel, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania with the Crips. Get some.
Hey, this is Sabian Poggio, bassist of Dark Visions of Terror. Cheers to all of you Metal-O-Maniacs out there tuning into Metal-O-Mania!
You're listening to the best Metal-O-Mania.live.
You are listening to the home of metal, Metal-O-Mania.live. Powered by B Squared Inc. Entertainment.
This is the Crip from Metal-O-Mania. I got my headphones on and my dick in your cat. Let's party. It's time to metal.
Okay, Gare, I'll just crank it up to a 10.
Darnell will slay you and fuck your corpse.
Too high!
Welcome welcome all back to Metal-O-Mania. What's up out there, Metal-O-Maniacs? Good to see you. Glad to have you back for this hump day. This episode number 125 of Metal-O-Mania. Gonna be a good one. Whoa there, Scully. Welcome to the show, Scully.
Hey, everybody. What's happening?
How you doing this evening?
Great, thank you.
Good to have you, my dear.
Ready for some hump action?
Yes. I believe we all are. I believe the metal community can use a little hump action tonight to get through their hump.
Right.
The rear end of the hump, and always remember, when you hang out with us on hump day, you only got Thursday and Friday left, so the rest of the week ain't that bad.
Right, you can make it.
That's right. And if you listen to Metal-O-Mania for it, it goes by even faster.
Even better.
Make sure you find your on-demand button. As a matter of fact, if you didn't hang out with us last night for the Metal Yard, we had a blast. We had a Prague episode, didn't we?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
We celebrated Prague metal on the show last night. It was a lot of fun. We had a great playlist. It was we had great participation from you guys and gals out there, and we appreciate you for it very, very much. And good times.
Right.
So we're off and running tonight, man. We got a crazy chat board going tonight. That's awesome. We got a lot of things we're going to get to tonight.
Okay.
But let's not overlook that we open the show with Savage Messiah. That is Down and Out is the song off of Demons, a badass thrash band out of the UK. That is their 5th release, plus an EP since 2007. So them dudes are doing it. They're not fucking around. They're throwing the prolific gauntlet down here to get their thing going. So much love to them, man. And that was a badass jam. I dug it. Killer good guitar work, man. Killer band. What's up, Charlie Z, Ronnie B, and all the cats on the chat board?
Charlie's there, Ron's there, Brandon's there, all our usuals.
Good stuff.
Hopefully we'll see She-Wolf tonight. Hopefully everybody's recovered and doing well and nice and home and safe and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, we've had a rash of accidents. Our very own She-Wolf's husband was in an accident yesterday. Our very own Layla from Snipers of Babel was in an accident this past weekend. Both are doing well. We're glad to report. And much love to them both. Heal the power. Let the power of metal heal you. And we're going to give you as much metal medicine as we are able here right on the show.
Right.
We're going to get into some things. We got a kind of a what started as an advice column type of a question for the crypt tonight.
Okay.
And it kind of turned into a theme thing as I've been talking to some friends and talking to some metalheads throughout the course of the week. So we'll get into that on the next break. But basically, that's going to come down to the old who's worse, men or women thing. We're going to get into that a little bit tonight. Who does who worse? Who does who dirty? We're going to get into some stories and some examples. We're going to talk about some awful things that we have done to one another, is what I'm telling you. So,
I got a good example.
Uh-oh.
Titty twisters.
Well, what? All right, well, my stories are going to be a little more detailed than that.
No, I'm just saying, look, right here.
Titty. Oh, I got you. I feel what you're saying. I see what you did there.
It's pretty fucked up thing to do to somebody too. So
all right. So it's theming.
Gonna put it out there.
I lost my screen. Oh, there it is. But all right, okay. I see where you're at. I see where you're coming from.
I just wanted to.
I see where you're coming from. But we got a great playlist in store for everybody tonight, man. I'm telling you, we got some really good metal. This is going to be the answer to anybody who tells you no good metal's been played since. You can bust them right in the episode with with this show, because it's going to be proof that they are full of shit.
They're not paying attention.
That's right. But we are, and we're going to bring you our results here every Wednesday night.
Right.
On Metal-O-Mania.
Real quick. Hi, Finny. How you doing? Welcome to the board. Click the little wheel next to the submit button, and you can put in your name.
What up, Finny? How are you, sir? Welcome to the show.
Nice to have you.
But before we get into all that, I got a real quick bone to pick with the social media shit.
Okay.
In particular, the metal thing. As you know, we're in a lot of metal groups. You know what I mean? We're in quite a few metal groups on the social media thing. And I tend to try to share, every week before we do the show, I do a little stupid Facebook Live video like, hey, this show's getting ready to come on, blah, blah, blah. I hope you hang out for it and whatever.
Okay.
And then I tend to share those onto the metal groups. And I will say, for the love of the metal groups, 9 times out of 10, it's received very nicely. The groups that we send them to and share them to, they were like, oh, man, awesome, we're tuning in, we'll check out the show. Oh, metalheads support metalheads and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Well, tonight before the show, I posted the live video I did. And it was not the Metal Alliance, just Metal Alliance, because there's 2 different groups. There's the Metal Alliance and there's just Metal Alliance.
Okay.
The one Metal Alliance
removed
my post and said it didn't have nothing to do with metal, apparently.
Did they? Okay.
What? Well, yeah, I said my response was, and I wish I had more time to fuck with it because we were getting ready to go live, so I didn't. But I was like, just throw me out of your group then, because I got to tell you, and that's where what my point is. What is lamer than a fucking metal group with
rules.
a fucking stupid bunch of rules like that shit, man? I could see even if you post like country music videos or something like that, that's counter to
Clearly
what we're
not
doing
metal.
here.
Right.
But come on, man. To the power trip that you're on. First of all, you're the admin to a Facebook group. Nothing more.
You get so passionate about this.
You're nothing. You're just
so funny to me.
The people that think, oh, I'm the motherfucking admin to this Facebook group. I'm gonna remove you from watch me show you my power. You know, like fuck you, dude. It's a stupid Facebook. Go fuck yourself. Take me out of your group. You know, Lance Binky or whatever the fuck your name is. Take me out of your stupid group. I don't want nothing to do with your dumbass group.
Oh,
Truly,
that's funny, but
it's ridiculous. I'll never understand it. When you are moving your mouse to the position, I am going to remove this post. I have made the decision that this post is not going to cut the mustard around here. You know, you are lame. You suck.
Yeah.
You suck.
Right. It's just not a good group to
and
be
your
in
group
anyway,
sucks
so,
because
yeah.
you know how we often will get on here and tell you and there's some great groups on Facebook. We'll tell you. The Metal Alliance, as a matter of fact, the one with the in front of a great group. Very appreciative. They're very interactive. The metal thing, we're all in this together, I thought.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's always been my feeling. Like the metal, the Cosa Nostra. You hear me talk about it on here every week.
Right.
You know, this is all of us. This is our thing. This is what we do together. We got each other's back, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. It sets me off so fucking wrong, man. I can't wait to quit that stupid-ass group as soon as the show's over. But yeah, you're lame, dude. You're lame. Your group is lame, and it's lame because it's led by people who are lame. So well, there you go. So let's play a song. As a matter of fact, man, I see we got a kick-ass
got
board.
that off your chest.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Okay.
I don't understand. It's the same as the people that go to your post and report your post on Facebook. A fucking adult has seen your post. Dude, it's a post on Facebook. I don't care if it's a fucking dick slapping against 7 balls. It's a post on Facebook. How damaging can it be to your life? Seriously. That you've made I am going to go and post it. I'm a fucking tattletale little cunt at fucking an adult. You know, this is a social media thing for adults, but I can't handle it because I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, because you can just unfollow or block things that you don't like to see yourself, right? You have that option.
Right, yes, you totally can.
Right.
You have made the decision not only is
it's not good for me. I don't want anybody to see it.
Right. Exactly. I don't want to see it, and I don't want nobody to. I don't want nobody to be able to. Fuck, I've made the decision for the rest of you as well. You know? Fuck you. Fuck you. God damn it. Fuck you.
Oh, my God. Well, why don't we do this? Let's play something. That way you can, like, fucking metal out for a minute. Yeah, do a little of that.
You know what I need?
Bash into the wall behind you for a minute.
I need a fucking Eero song is what I need because that's going to make me feel better. I need something that's going to get in me and fucking we're going to run around this room together for a few minutes and burn off some of the steam. So.
Well, it's perfect because that's actually what we have next on the list.
There we go. There we go. I believe this release is called The Awakening. These motherfuckers are killer. They're from fucking Indiana. We're going to check out Destroyer from them right now, and you're going to thank me later. Fuck yeah. And all those groups on Facebook, tell them to suck your nuts. Rules are for bitches.
I can say
Thank you, Eros. Thank you. I needed you.
I know we got distracted fucking in the studio with that.
I needed it, man. They say on their Facebook page, we are earth, fire. We are earth, water, fire. You are the air. We are all but the elements of life, spinning helplessly in the void. No fucking doubt about it, brother. And thank you for that. I needed it because I'm fucking losing my mind, man. I'm losing my mind because I just don't know. I don't understand the world. I don't understand the world we live in anymore. Did I ever? I don't think I ever did. Does anybody, as an adult, do you remember when you were a kid and you thought adults knew shit? Do you remember that? Do you remember when you thought, man, when I get older, I'm going to know shit. People are going to know shit. People are going to know things. Nobody knows shit. I don't know shit. You don't know shit. Nobody knows shit still. It's a world full of fucking dummies. And I'm telling you, Lance of fucking Metal Alliance is chief among them, you cunt. Fucking, ugh. Ugh. Yeesh. You can't handle a fucking post in a metal group. You are so not metal. You're the last thing that's metal in the fucking world, you fucking cunt.
All right, babe. Wow.
Anyway.
Relax.
Okay, so anyway, Eros, man, pick it up. Go over there and fucking like their Facebook page. Again, if you're new to the show, every week, chief among our bullshit, we bring you dick jokes, we bring you interviews, we talk a little bit of goofy shit here on the Wednesday night program, but what we really want most of all is for you to follow the bands, for you to get in there and fucking love the bands and follow their page and pick up a t-shirt, pick up a copy of their most recent fucking, we opened up with Savage Messiah. Their release is called Demons. Pick it up. We got some Eros right there. That release is called The Awakening. Pick it up. Pick it up. Trust me when I tell you pick it up. And I'm going to play fucking 10 more songs for you tonight. And you're going to want to pick them all up. You're going to want to fucking be a fucking weightlifter when it comes to metal tonight. You're going to pick them all up and fucking put them up, fucking throw them in the air, stick them in your ear pussies. You're going to want to do this. Trust me when I tell you. Your earphetamine. These are earphetamines for you. So, everybody take it. Bend over and fucking take it, man. God damn it. Tired of the fucking bullshit. Okay, all right. Well, let's go to this.
Ron's voting for a handy for you and during the break. That way you can chill the fuck out.
Yeah, I know.
Before we come back for the next one.
What did he say? He said I should get a handy?
Yeah.
Scully should give me a handy. There you go. Everyone, don't you think Scully should give me a handy while we play the next song? While we're playing the upcoming Calamity song, I should get a hamity. A hamity during Calamity. The old Hojo is
say hi to Chris. He's driving, so he can't talk much. So.
Much love, Chris.
Yeah, don't text and drive.
Yeah, right on. Keep your hands off your junk.
Yeah.
Keep your hands off your junk. All right. Well, here's what set the tone for the show. We do get some cool advice questions here and there, and they are funny most of the time. We get to some of them, and we totally ignore some of the other ones. But here we go.
Okay.
So
give us one.
Every Wednesday, Finny, hang out with us every Wednesday. Don't go nowhere tonight. I'm not done with you. I'm talking about Eros all night, so I'm not done with you, brother. Stay. Nowhere for you to go. We got more metal for you.
Right.
Dear Crypt, I am hoping you and your listeners. Okay, what?
I was just gonna say I agree with Misfit. He said snowflakes have always been there. You just hide behind a screen now. So
yeah, right. Keyboard.
Internet tough guys.
Keyboard tough guys. That's right. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
Sorry. Okay.
And I guess in place of Dear Abby, we've started to take on kind of it was that night that we answered all them Dear Advice questions, I think. Now we've started a thing here.
Okay.
So we'll get to it here.
Somebody thought you gave good advice.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I gave good head. Oh, no, advice. You're right.
I guess it wouldn't be nice to call them stupid people with it.
Whoa. Especially not for believing in me. What the fuck?
I know, it's a joke.
All right. So here we go. Dear Crypt, I am hoping you and your listeners can settle a debate that we are having at work once and for all. We compete every day around here. In fact, it has gotten crazy as we have an actual battle of the sexes going on in my office.
Okay.
The men at work bring in stories to prove that women are just as much dogs as men are, and women bring stories to prove that men are dogs worse than anything ever imagined. We used to tell stories on this topic, but things here have escalated to the point that now we require a news printed story. Okay, wait a minute here. What? We require a news story to back up the claims at this point to keep people from cheating.
Because people are just making up
stories and shit, I guess. Yeah, that's fucked up. And man, we are pretty even, and it is pretty competitive. So far, every day for a little over a year now, we pick our best dog story of the day. The men pick theirs, the women pick theirs, and usually we vote on a worst person of the day basis. The voting is pretty fair, and right now we have the men ahead in being dogs at 212 to 203. which is hilarious, by the way. I want to work
When
with you
did this
people.
start? I know.
A little over a year ago, it says.
Well, no,
so.
that's like 400 something days of voting.
Yeah, right. Which is a lot closer than any of us thought it would be. And now we have a new theory. Are we all just fucking dogs?
Oh, yeah. That's the answer.
Thanks for reading this, and we look forward to what Metal-O-Maniacs might have to say on the subject.
That's fucking hilarious.
So,
did they include like any like examples
They
or
didn't.
anything?
I really wish that you would. Only,
Like, do they have a
I don't wanna
bulletin
share
board
their
at work
name.
with
It's-
like the articles get posted each week? Like, that's fucking
Linda
hilarious
at the
to
office
me.
is the signature of it, and that's actually not the name of the person who sent it in. So I'm assuming that's your pseudonym
Okay.
that I'm allowed to use. So Linda at the office, I'd love to hear some of the details.
Or just
or
send us
some
like
examples
a screenshot of the bulletin board.
Right. I really would love to see that. That would be awesome.
It's fucking hilarious.
And we love to know some of the worst stories that you guys have shared. But it's got me to thinking that perhaps here on the show tonight, in between playing songs all night, we could maybe share some of those stories amongst ourselves here. And I know a few over my lifetime.
Oh my God! I was gonna say I don't want you to share your stories, probably.
And we can get into it a little bit. So I'd
Okay.
like the board to get active if they know some pretty. Basically, I guess if you were to be entering a contest, what are some stories that you know to be true that you would hold forward as an example that makes men worse than women, or the other way around? I guess We
and
know
are you
some-
looking for men to prove that women are shit and women prove that men are shit? Like,
well,
or vice
not
versa,
necessarily.
or
Let's
just
be
vote for
honest.
whoever you
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you know.
Okay.
I know some that are both ways.
Okay.
I'll kick off one, even a brief one. Here
All
we
right,
go.
here we go.
I lived in Laurel, Maryland for a long time years ago.
All right.
30 years ago probably. And I had a neighbor upstairs named Robert, and that's all I'll share of his name, honestly, obviously. But Robert, what I remember most distinctly about Robert was that he was a raging alcoholic. And his favorite thing to tell me about and to keep me updated on would be that he would daily or within a few days apart constantly find a new beer with a higher content of alcohol in it.
Oh Lord.
So he was just so proud
So
as fuck
excited, right?
when he found a new beer with a higher volume of alcohol per can.
Okay.
It was his life's work, So he lived with a woman, and let's just say an unfortunate woman, and that she was not bestowed with a lot of things that you might, she wasn't a looker, she wasn't a talker, she wasn't a nice person. I can't figure out a lot of good things to say about her.
Okay.
And they kept an apartment that was so stuffed full of animals
Oh.
that it was a zoo. I mean, they had birds and snakes and dogs and cats and fucking,
okay.
it was crazy. All kinds of shit. So, it's one of those things where you just wonder, like, man, what happened to this dude? What happened to this dude? Well, as it would come to find out, I would find out exactly what happened to this dude. He would one night get drunk on the newest beer he had found with the highest concentration of alcohol. He would get drunk.
Okay.
And he would tell me the story of what led to him as the man I knew. Apparently,
Okay, and that's got to be what makes men or women shitty, I guess,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah,
I was
this
kind of wondering where
woman-
you're going with this. Okay.
this woman did him unimaginably dirty. Okay.
Okay.
He apparently at one
The
point
woman he's
was
living with.
No.
Oh.
This is a rebound after the thing
okay.
situation. So apparently he was young. He was a non-drinker. He was a non-smoker. I should mention back, by the way, the main reason he would knock on my door all the time and tell me the liquor thing is because he would want to smoke my pot. I always had good pot back then, and he was like, "Man, I found a new beer, and can I smoke pot? Would you? And sometimes I'd let him in, and often he'd be drunk, and he would tell me stories such as the one I'm about to share.
Okay.
But he told me the story about he was once in love. He was young. He had never drank before, never done drugs before. Was 20-something years old. A student.
Okay.
Had a government job, the whole works, and was very much in love with a woman. And he was married to her, and they were trying to have kids, and I'll rush it and make it short as I can, but they came to find out he was unable to father children. He was not able to do that. So time would go on. It would put a wedge a little bit into the marriage, obviously, but they would stay together, and time would go on. And sure enough, one day she pops up pregnant.
Oh, no.
And she tells him the whole time that, it's a miracle thing. You got me pregnant. We're going to have a baby, blah, 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 blah. He's happy. He's glowing. We beat the odds. It's going to be a miracle. We're going to have a baby. Well, the baby is born.
Oh.
These are two white people. The
Oh,
baby is
no.
born very dark skin. Clearly a father is a black man.
Oh, no.
So, Robert
You
apparently...
have to know there's at least a chance
I
of
don't
that.
understand it, man.
Oh, my God.
I don't understand how people do people the way they do.
Oh, my God.
Well, what's
that's
fucked up is
heartbreaking for
Robert
that guy.
apparently raged out, beat the shit out of the doctor, went into the middle of the street, raging out. Police had to subdue him and all kinds of shit.
Oh, no.
From that moment on, if the person I knew was not that person, by the time I knew him, he was, all bets were off, man. He was done.
Unfortunate.
He was done, son.
I've heard some
was cut
fucked
down
up
to
things when it
pieces.
comes to babies and things like that.
Yeah. You're a dirty motherfucker. You know, I read once that there's something like 20+%, like 23 to 27% of children do not realize that their fathers are not actually their fathers.
Wow.
You know?
And I would imagine vice versa. The fathers don't know they're not their kids.
That's right. Exactly right.
Wow.
And we have one close to home. My mother, the Crips' very own mother. I've grown up all my life thinking I'm Italian. I fucking have an Italian family. My mom's Italian. My father's Indian and my mother's Italian. My father literally introduced me to people my whole life as running dummy of the Wapaho tribe. This is my son, running dummy of the Wapaho tribe. You know, half Italian, half Indian. I used to tell people all the time, fucking, vaffanculo. How? You know what I mean? But apparently, we found out just a year ago that while my mother's older siblings are all Italian, because my grandmother had them all with my grandfather, the youngest child, being my mother, was fathered by the doctor himself. The doctor who delivered the other kids was the father of my mom. And thus, I am actually Irish, apparently. So, in one fell Ancestry.com report, I went from Italian to Irish.
Wow.
You know? Mm-hmm. And, you know, I've always liked both sets of food, and, you know, I'm not...
No, Irish is gross.
Yeah. Irish food is gross? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't like any of the good stuff. You don't like fucking... You don't like
corned beef
and cabbage or none of that stuff. Oh, I love it. I've always loved that stuff.
Don't even cook that shit in my house. I don't want to come home and smell it.
So there you go.
Did you just drink piss? That's
Yes.
what it sure looked like.
Piss. It's good for your mouth. So yeah, I'd very much like to hear some stories from our board tonight. If you know some pretty foul things that people have done to one another, I'd love to hear them. I'd love to share them. We have a few more that we will share.
Speaking of drinking piss, actually.
Oh no.
Good segue. I do know it to be true of somebody that thought it was hilarious that towards the end of a failing relationship,
I know exactly who you're talking
she
about.
would put pee.
She pissed in the
in
dude's
the food,
chili.
in like the crock pot, and like
we
the
know a girl
spaghetti or chili or whatever. Or like,
she made her man some chili at the end of I guess the relationship was nearing its end, exactly like you said. And it was nasty and it was ugly, and apparently
not going
more
well.
than once she was making him chili towards the end of the relationship, because I'm told it's all she knew how to make. But she was pissing in the chili.
Ugh.
Pissing in the chili. Ugh. There's Texas chili. There's St.
All right,
Louis
so there's
chili.
two examples of like women being complete fucking dog shit. So
right.
I'm
What the
sure it
fuck?
goes both ways.
What
Why don't we
the
play a
fuck?
song? Let some people on the board maybe share some stories.
All right, let's hear it from the board.
And
We got a pretty active
yeah.
board tonight, so let's hear what you guys got to say.
Okay.
And let's share some of your stories. And let's metal, though. The reason we're here is to metal. I know, you know, we like to do some goofy shit on Wednesday to have a little fun as well. But I was asked
Feel
recently,
a little better about our situation because we don't have some of this stuff going on at least.
we don't have no
for the
fucking
moment.
rules either. You know, don't ask me what the fuck does it. You know, Gonzo posted a picture of a chick's butt on our Facebook group earlier this week.
Okay.
And someone said, "This is a great butt, but what does it have to do with metal?" And Gonzo correctly said, "Are you fucking joking? it's a nice fucking ass, and what doesn't it have to do
Who
with
doesn't
metal?"
enjoy it?
Right.
So.
Why are people so like that, man? Why has it got to be up your alley hole the whole fucking time? Man, just fucking relax and enjoy the ride. God damn it. We're going to talk about a lot of things tonight that may or may not have anything to do with metal. But I intend to have fun with it, and I hope you have fun with us, man.
Right.
You're interesting people. These are interesting topics. And I find that talking about interesting topics with interesting people tends to be fun. So I'm going to do my thing. If you don't like it and you don't like how we do it, then, you know, go cocksuck another fucking channel somewhere else. And, you know, eatadick.com. I'm sure that's a thing. So let's play a song and we'll come back and tell more stories. What do you think?
All right, let's do it.
Let's go to Calamity, as a matter of fact, man. Sophomore full-length album from Puerto Rico, man. I love this album. It's called Kairos. This song's not even fucking in English, and I don't give a fuck because it's badass, and I bought fucking 14 copies.
Cool.
Here we go.
Okay.
Clean up on aisle me. Aunque se caiga el cielo, yo vivo y nunca muero. Lo sabe el mundo entero. Y aquí no nos caemos. Regale a la vida que no nos deje enloquecer. Si los buenos somos más, nunca faltarán guerreros en la calle. Siempre tiro para adelante, que se aguante. Aquí nunca nos caemos y aunque andemos en tiniebla, no tememos. Aquí todos somos guerreros. Crecimos con el viento, con la lluvia y el trueno. Nos aguantó el orgullo, nos amarró lo bueno. De trago en trago amargo, de sol a sol de fuego. Los míos van guerreando, por eso voy con ellos. Regale a la vida que no nos deje enloquecer. Si los buenos somos más, nunca faltarán guerreros en la calle. Siempre tiro para
Davis here is telling me a compelling story about his asshole.
Sir, I'm very interested by that, but you're gonna want to see this.
Calamity, pick up your copy of Kairos. Kairos now, Kairos. Kairos, and the band is Calamity, much like our life, much like our board, much like our community. Calamity. It's a calamitous world we live in, man, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm reading some of this shit you guys are writing on the board, and you're killing me. Fucking holy shit.
I know, man. Ugh, it's...
Wow.
It's amazing.
The things
no
we do to one
that
another.
We don't, we murder each other and
No
stuff.
shit,
Because... Here, let me scroll back up.
No shit. I see Ron shared a pretty good one on there. I see Finney shared a good one.
He said, let's start with his. One of his old friends would get mad at his wife, so he would jack off in the shower and leave his deposit in her leave-in conditioner.
Oh, that's brutal.
And then somebody, who was it? I think it was Misfit, chimed in that he knows somebody that does that, apparently named Josh. So Josh, quit coming in your wife's conditioner, first off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know the whole story.
Apparently that's common practice. So I want to know, Crypt, how many times have you come in my shampoo?
Have I come? You know what? I've never thought
my
to do
conditioner.
that. I've never thought to do that. They just gave me a bad idea because maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I've yet to come in your conditioner. I guess I'm not that creative, you know.
I mean, I wondered what. I mean,
you know, I've thought about
it would mix in. So I guess like the first time, probably maybe not that big a deal. But like, how often are you doing? Like,
eventually
in one
like,
conditioner bottle, right? Like, how many times have you come in it by the time she's like gotten to the bottom?
Right. Eventually, you're definitely going to be like, this shit is not
she doesn't
working
have to
so
use
good,
mousse
man.
anymore.
I got some stucky ass hair for fucking
conditioner.
You know, I will tell you,
if she was sucking your dick out, she should recognize the smell, right?
Yeah, you would think.
No,
I have anger fantasized about, like, when you're sleeping, like, if I've been angry at you before, I've anger fantasized, like, I mean, I'm going to go in there and just fucking rip one right on her fucking sleeping ass face. I'm going to go in there and jerk her off and fucking blast one in her face. For
the record, that would not go over well.
Well,
if I'm sleeping?
It seems like a lot of work. You know what I mean? Like, in practice,
and what if I roll over and, like, catch you in the middle?
right. You're half there, like, oh, hey, how you doing, babe? Right.
Or you're going to get ready in the next room and then run in at the last second.
I ain't doing a whole lot of running these days.
Well, right. So. Okay. But.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of work to me. It's, you know, it just, I don't know. Perhaps my revenge fucking bone isn't that hard as it used to be. But that's fucked up. We knew somebody else who, well, what was the other story there? Somebody broke somebody's guitars. Ron told a story.
So Ron has whatever whore that Ron's talking about. I'm sorry, but she is like, she's a cunt.
All right, let's hear it.
Say it.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
So let me scroll back up because I got to get up here for a minute. Hang on. So one of his buddies was married and his wife was cheating on him.
Okay.
She was the one fucking other people.
Oh, okay.
Right, which is bad enough. But then when he found out, she kicked him out.
Oh.
And then busted up all of his guitars.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
You did the cheating, bitch?
Yeah.
No.
Threw his Marshall head off the balcony.
We know a dude. I will not say his name, but I'll say his first letter name is Jay. And he came home and caught his woman in bed, like ankles in the air with some dude throwing stones at her. You know, literally in the act. I got to feel like I wouldn't react too well in that situation.
If he grabbed the guitar and fucking smashed them with
well, no, he actually apparently picked the dude's belt up off the floor. The dude was throwing stones at his wife. They got 3 kids together. In his bed, my man comes home, and in his bed, his wife has got her legs in the air with some dude throwing stones in it. So he apparently picked the dude's belt up off the floor and fucking started beating the shit out of him with his own belt buckle.
Good.
And apparently the dude even like started crying and all kinds of shit, balled up into a corner crying and apologizing and shit, which has to feel pretty good, but not good enough because you were just fucking my wife, motherfucker.
Right.
And then apparently in my bed. I'm sorry, but that is an extra layer, right?
It is.
So, and then apparently though, he rolled out pissed off. Matter of fact, back then when this happened, I was bartending, so he came straight to my bar. My buddy came straight to my bar to tell me what had happened. And, you know, have some drinks, and I was consoling him and shit. Well, apparently, while he was sitting at my bar telling me about this happening, his wife was home breaking all his fucking guitars and shit. You know, and he used to be in a, well, I think he's still in a band, as a matter of fact. He is. He's still in a band. Backstage Pass. I don't know, anyway.
Guys are retarded.
Anyway, the point being, she broke his guitars. What the fuck, man?
But can I get back to Ron's story?
Yes, please do.
Because
Save me from myself.
I was saying I wasn't done, and that bitch has more. There's more.
Okay, give it to me.
So after they've been separated for a while, he first said she said that in parentheses, which I was kind of like, "What? Where is that going?" But yeah, she had cancer, so she wanted to like get back together with him.
Oh.
You know, she didn't want to get the divorce at that point.
Let me guess, he had insurance.
That's what she said. Stuck with him with the doctor bills.
Oh my goodness.
But then he goes on later to say that the bitch didn't even fucking have cancer anyway. She fucking lied about that shit.
Oh my god, dude! How do you live with yourself?
He should be able to just kill her. At this point.
Dude. You should
Hopefully
be able
there's
to
no kids
legally
involved, and
kill.
you should just be able to. Yeah.
That's one of those mitigating circumstances. You know, what was it that comedian we saw at the time was like, you know, that's why they call it fucking justifiable homicides. You know,
right.
The judge is like, all right, I get it.
All right, I get it. Right, like okay, dude.
Right, and
you
that's
get a
one
pass.
of those. Yeah, you
right.
can. You get to do it.
Right.
Holy hell!
Wow. But yeah, let me see this. But Brandon says that they say it's the best conditioner. So
maybe,
Misfit
perhaps
said
it
helps with flyaways.
Maybe it does. It's got that reproductive shine.
Yeah.
I don't know though. We better be careful in this country because soon blowing nut and things will be considered a live person, and it'll have anyway. Moving on, but yeah, that's fucking hilarious, man. Who else you got in there?
Let's see. Finney says, "Oh look, pulled the Tony Soprano. He worked with a lady that before she filed for divorce, she consulted every decent lawyer in the region. So then when her husband was ready to, get a lawyer, he couldn't use any of them for a conflict.
Very smart, very very smart. You know, and when that happened on The Sopranos, that is a scenario that they played out on The Sopranos. Apparently, that happening on The Sopranos led to that being a phenomenon in this country.
People are like, I didn't even know I could do that.
That's a great idea. So then when people started getting a divorce, they literally would contact and have a consultation with all of the best lawyers in the area so that when their wife and or husband went to get a lawyer, they couldn't be represented by one of them because they had
already
fielded a consultation and would be conflict of interest. So there's a tip for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you're getting ready to get a divorce, go talk to all the lawyers in town. Yep. Leave him with nothing but Smitty out of the back door fucking garage joint down the hall with a drinking problem and not enough law books in the office. So, yeah, man, you got to watch The Sopranos, Finney. Trust me on that, brother.
Yeah, he said he never watched that.
You got to watch The Sopranos, my friend. Great show. Great show. We're going to come in here one week and just do a fucking whole show about TV shows everybody has to watch, or else I'm going to murder them in their sleep.
Who is guest 82? Click the little wheel next to the submit button and put your name in there.
And put in your name. I'm watching you.
I know, because I'm watching you.
We want to watch you back. Okay.
Or at least chat
So
with you.
I got a buddy of mine.
And I need your name for the drawing.
Joined the military. Oh, that's right. If you want to win the swag bag, we need to know who you are.
Yep.
I have a buddy of mine who was joined the military, and this is one of those things. This is another phenomenon in this country. I know so many scenarios of dudes joining the military and their wives and or girlfriends jumping on dick like it's fucking going out of season.
Because they leave for like months and years at a time and shit.
Yeah, but
and then,
come on,
I mean, no,
man.
I'm not like saying it's okay or anything. I'm just.
Yeah,
that's
you
what happens.
made a commitment, man. You know.
I will also point out, though, that aren't those dudes also usually like
fucking hoes
wherever
over
they
where
are? Yeah, like I mean, it's not like they're not
so
also
it's
fucking.
doomed on both ends.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you're gonna leave fucking your spouse for long periods of time,
They're gonna get fucked.
somebody's fucking somebody.
All right. Well, in that case, ladies, if your husband's
Sorry.
out of town for a while, hit us up. And Scully says it's okay for you to fuck.
I didn't say it's okay. I just said it's human nature. It's gonna happen.
We're gonna come fuck you.
People get lonely. We're gonna come fuck you. What? We
Yeah.
just turned into swingers.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got white rocks in front of the house, didn't you know?
Apparently, that's a thing.
So, all right. Well, no, I got a buddy of mine. We'll say his name is Jeff,
Okay.
but that's only because his name is Jeff.
Great. Do you
but
want to give out his address or anything like that? Like
He lives
his job.
He lives down around the way. You can find him if you go to www.
Right.
But he was one of those dudes. He joined the military, man. He was the dude that was all through high school. Good friend of mine. Really good friend of mine, actually. Love the dude quite a bit. Hell of a guitar player. And finally fell in love. Finally, finally fell in love and was getting ready, fixing to get married. And another deal where he came home early from the military, called his old lady in bed, ankles in the air. Some other dude slapping gyro, you know. What the fuck? So he's another one, lost his mind and fucking, you know, changed his whole life over another fucking night, you know. What's Jeff's band name? Fuck you, Ron. I've already got myself in enough trouble. But, yeah, man, apparently if you join the military, the smarter guys are the ones that bring the girl home with them instead of the one that left her here in the first place, I guess, because, you know, the guy who brings the German girl home, he was the smart one. He was like, I could have left an American at home, but somebody else would have been fucking her before I got back. So I said, eat a dick, and picked up my pussy in Germany. Anyway, so I got a few more stories to share, and I see that there will be a few more on the board here.
I know a guy who was married for fucking forever, like, you know, as long as I've known him, but before I known him. And apparently he's got a 13-year-old child.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
I know that guy, too.
13 years old before that shit.
Well, that guy is married now, mind you. He has 3...
Not now, has always been married.
Yeah, always been married.
Right.
He's been married since 1980-something. Or 90-something anyway. No, I think it's 80-something, actually. Married since the 80s. Has...
Multiple
with
children.
His wife has 4 children. And the oldest being like 20-something, and the youngest
3.
being like...
There's 3 of them, right?
Yeah, 3 children, right. The oldest
There's
being...
4, but...
Well, yeah.
Sorry, it's not funny.
But yeah, no, that dude has a 14-year-old that he had behind his wife's back, and she didn't know about it until just recently.
Yep.
So she's now had to confront the fact that there's a 14-year-old.
He's been paying child support, under the table child support for a 13-year-old.
That's a tough one.
Yep.
That's a tough one. I don't know if it's our dynamic of the show or if it's because we have mostly male viewers, but man, the women are winning in tonight's program. Women, that's
2 to 1.
Women are bitches.
2 to 1 right now. Well, that's 3 stories shared.
Well, yeah, I guess that is the story of a dude being a dick. But you know what? I guess that's something I want to talk about. Maybe we'll wait till the next break to get into some of that. But when we come into the next break, let's talk about the fact that I will tell you from firsthand experience, girls don't give a fuck
about
if you're married, if you're, you know, I've had girls hit on me since I was married. On my last marriage, when I was dating Dawn Brienza, we went to a party together, her work party. A fucking girl in her own office said, take me to the bathroom and fuck me.
I think some
girls
women do get off on that kind of thing. But I do know girls that also, like, I like a guy at our company Christmas party, my company Christmas party.
Yeah. Tried to go get you a hotel
for 2 or 3 years. Well, I wasn't even talking about it. He did actually ask me if I wanted to. But for 2 or 3 years now, has tried repeatedly to hook up with one of my coworkers. And he's married. And the first year he was married. The second year, he just had a baby. You know what I mean? And then, like, this past Christmas, like, the baby was, like, a year old, and, like, she was pregnant with, like, another one on the way, you know? And she was like, motherfucker, back the fuck up, you know? So I think some women do, like, cut that off. But some women love it. And love it nothing but because of that. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll let you ponder that while we play something we love. We love motherfucking Vain.
Oh, do we sound mad?
I don't think we sound mad. I don't intend to sound mad. I just think people are fucked up, you know, but that's not something to be mad about.
Yeah, we're not mad. We're just telling
We
fucked
already
up
knew
stories.
that part, yeah. We're just telling fucked up
I was
stories.
just guest 62. Hi, whoever you are.
Hi, 62.
Hit the little wheel and put your name in there so we know who you are.
Yeah, and you can win some swag.
And I'm glad you're off work and joining us now.
Yeah, come on and join us. Let's play. You're here just in time for a Vain song, a fucking badass melodic death metal band from Poland. This is their second EP after a full-length release in 2018 and another EP they put out in 2017. This is called The Ritual, and we're going to play the title track off of it right here, right now on Metal-O-Mania. Don't go nowhere. We got much more for you.
Here we go.
I hope this is important, you know, because I could be blowing a big deal.
in the eyes of doom. Sick will have your mind. Look before you through. So where the fuck are you? Rolled up alone. Freaking nothing but pain. This still will never be the same. Storms of fate, cloud of faces around. Let them breathe, let them feel the fight. They save you will make. Great for the plans for you to take. So let the wicked rain surround you. They will show the burn by your you and me. Not so many wants and spray. Hold up alone. Freaking nothing but pain. This still will never be the same. Hear of your mouth. She's on her way. This still will never be the same.
Hey, men have died trying to obtain this valuable information, you know.
Yeah, that's when you get in some of the motherfucking nastiest battles there, man. When it's women on women, when they start to go at it that way, it's woo, all the bets are off at that point.
See, I think men can be just fucking dog, like just cold, like, you know what I mean? Like just do fucked up shit, like kind of does not give a fuck, kind of, I guess is the way I want to say that. But women are fucking vicious.
Women are malicious.
Like if especially like a woman scorned, oh fuck, she's fucking going for fucking
hell
blood.
hath no fury. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, if you fuck over a woman, be prepared. For
Misfit
some
is
wrath.
on the board right now telling a story. By the way, shout out to Misfit. Much love. Thank you for hanging out with the show. Appreciate that very much. And yeah, it looks like she was dating a guy. He and his baby mama lived in the same apartment complex, but there was a child involved. And you know what? That's when things go a whole nother level of fucked up, depraved. When there's a child involved and one of them starts using the child as a weapon in some way, shape, or form, and they almost always do it, you would think that people would be above doing that, but they're not. When it's a matter of affairs of the heart, man, people will use whatever weapon is at their disposal.
Yep.
And, let's see, she ended up having to go to court over this bitch and everything else, man. So the lady tried to say Misfit threatened her with a gun. Yeah, see, that's a whole 62-pound bag of fucking drama there, People are something else, man. They are something the fuck else.
Yeah.
Something else, man.
But, and then, did you get all that? Did you even scroll up a little?
I think I got most of it, but yeah, lady tried to say she threatened her with a gun, went to court crying and blah blah blah.
Then in court, then they always break down in court, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't read it.
Oh, she said she got tired of that drama, so she left the dude though.
Oh.
And he's been trying to call. Oh, I bet he has been. Yeah, I bet he has. Especially if his other option was that crazy ass bitch that you're talking about. So.
And what sucks is I'm sure that she probably is the one now missing the kid, and the kid is missing her because that was probably, you know, a decent relationship. Right. It sucks.
Yeah, I know people that have done that, man. I know women who have gone out of their way to make sure they're dating this guy, and you know my kid, and you have a relationship with my kid, and next thing you know, it's like, I'll fucking leave you, and you won't know my kid. You know, like, man, what the fuck? That's fucked up, bitch. Why you gotta do me like that? Hey, people are fucked up. People are pretty fucked up, man. But you know, it's when I got maybe the funniest and most fucked up bringing a kid into a story ever. So I don't even know if I've ever.
I hope it's funny.
I don't even know if I've ever told you this story, but I think it's funny.
Okay.
It was one of the fucking worst ways I was fucking a girl once in a car.
Okay.
I remember it was a Trans Am even, and I was throwing the stones. And I was, we weren't using a rubber at that time, so I totally was,
the old trusty pull-out method.
I was totally about to pull out and blast one on her fucking belly when I was like, oh, I'm going to pull out, I'm going to fucking blow. And she grabbed me with her legs and pulled me to her and was like, you can come in me, I'm already pregnant.
Ew.
Yeah, that's not what you want to hear. That's not what you want to hear.
Did you still come or did you go limp?
I think I limply came, if that makes any sense. You know, like, ugh.
Like,
I think my dick, like, coughed it in.
Right, you like, came and threw up at the same time, if that's possible.
Yeah, well, you know what's worse about that story? There's a whole nother back end to that story, in that I literally was like, what? You know, like, what the fuck? And I'm kidding. I think that's the only time in my life I came while going limp already, you know? And then I totally looked to my right, and the chick that I was banging's brother threw a fucking big 44-ounce fucking orange soda in my face for fucking his sister, I guess. You know, he didn't want me fucking his sister.
And he was.
So I literally am fucking banging this chick. Now we're in the car in the parking lot, and fucking, you know, and it had T-tops even, so the window was down and the T-top was open. So that whole square of the car is like wide open to the outside. And I'm fucking throwing stones to this chick, man. And I'm getting ready to fucking pull out. I'm getting ready to pull out because I'm fucking getting close. And she literally wraps me in the fucking python.
Oh my God.
And was like, you can come in me because I'm already pregnant. And I'm not kidding. That statement is one of the most horrific statements to this day I've ever heard while blowing nut. And then I fucking... I limp coughed a nut into her and looked to my right.
I'll give you a dick joke for it.
And fucking orange soda parade.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, true story, man. Swear on my life.
Fucking funny. That is. I'm
swear
glad
on
you
my
shared
fucking
that one,
life.
because I think it's fucking.
Yeah, you wanted a funny story? There's a funny story for you.
Oh my God.
Holy shit balls. That's fucked.
Words you never want to hear ever.
Yeah, man. You know, you expect to hear some crazy shit, but.
Oh my God, that is really funny.
That's fucking hilarious, man. That's too fucked up. So yeah, I took an orange bath right after taking a cold shower while coming, you know. So that's another question I want to ask our board. What's the most horrific thing you've ever been told in the act of fucking by the partner, by the person you're fucking? What's the most fucked up thing they ever let come out of their mouth while you're fucking them? Because I think that's my choice. Go ahead and come in me. I'm already pregnant. That's pretty high.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Pretty high up there. Or, you know, oh, I thought you were a brother. No, I'm kidding. So let's play an interview, as a matter of fact, man. I am so excited about what we have next, as a matter of fact. I have told you people time and time and time again, if you make today's Big Four, if you forget about the old Big Four with Anthrax, Metallica, Slayer, and fucking Megadeth, today's Big Four is fucking Chrysix, it's fucking Hatchet, it's fucking Warbringer, and it's motherfucking somebody else too. And yeah, I'm too fired up on the Thursday time. But Warbringer's one of them. And this is the second band from my Big Four. You know, Chrysix, Havoc, Hatchet, and Warbringer. And we've talked to Chrysix a few weeks ago. I encourage you to check out that in our archives if you missed that
How
interview.
you know how to
It was
pronounce
a
the
great
name
one.
correctly now.
Chrysix.
Right.
Yeah. I always said Chrysix. He was like, oh, well, we call it Chrysix, but you can call it whatever you want.
Which
I thought was cool. Nice dude. But this time we got to sit down with Warbringer. We got to sit down with Carlos from Warbringer. I appreciate his time. And I'll tell you what, this was a tough interview to edit down to just around the 10-minute mark because I was on the phone with him for like an hour and 20 minutes, man. We had a blast talking. Really great dude. Sometimes you do interviews with people and you feel like you have to ask 100 questions to get one answer. And sometimes you interview people where you ask one question and you get 100 answers. Carlos was the latter, and I appreciate him for it, man. And I'm super excited about sharing this with everybody. Check it out, our interview, our sit down with Carlos from Warbringer. If you don't have everything in their discography in your possession already, you're doing yourself dirty, man. Great band that's out there doing it right. So check it out. We'll be right here. Don't go nowhere. Enjoy. All right, Metal-O-Maniacs, we got something special in store for everybody tonight, man, because we have one of the Crips' favorite bands on earth catching up with us tonight, and that, of course, is Warbringer. If you fucking follow the show, then you know I've been telling everybody for months. My current big four of the fucking thrash metal scene is Warbringer, Havoc, Chrysix, and Hatchet, and we got one of the four right here right now. So what's up, brother, man? How are you tonight?
Very well. Thanks for having me, Chris. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. And this is Carlos, of course, the drummer from Warbringer, and I really, really appreciate your time, man. I very much do.
Of course. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So
I try to keep up with the new stuff that comes out and give it a listen and kind of see where it falls into the modern music scene, you know what I mean, which I'm a part of myself, so it's always good to just kind of see what's being put out there these days.
Yes, you are, brother. In fact, 15 years and running, fucking Warbringer's been going overall. I know you joined the band, in 2011 originally, stayed for a couple years, came back in 2015, but overall,
Correct.
This is a 15-year project, right?
Oh, yeah. Pretty much from the start, I had always been there, like, as a fan, even because everybody in Warbringer was usually a bit older than me with the previous lineup. Now everybody, besides myself, is around 4 years older than I am, but I've been there from the start. I remember the first time I ever went to see Warbringer along with fellow LA band Merciless Death and Fueled by Fire was a local little club, probably around 2006. So everybody was in demo phase, and it was really cool to go. I was a lot younger. I was maybe 14, 15, while everybody's probably a senior in high school at that point, maybe just graduated. So it's kind of been like that throughout. But, yeah, it's been nonstop. So a lot of new things happening for us, a lot of growth and change, which is good for the new year. And, looking forward. Looking forward to all the things coming up.
Woe to the Vanquished is almost exactly 2 years ago, and every metalhead, I assume, has it, because if they don't, they're not a fucking metalhead, you know what I'm saying? So,
no, we appreciate that for sure. The other music we're interested in, we go beyond thrash. Since the beginning, the group's been into death metal and black metal, and Woe brought in some more progressive and like melodic influences, really big on bands like Bathory and stuff like that, just as much as we are Slayer. You know what I mean? So, we figured when writing that record, the A side was crushing and the B side was going to open up a little more, be a bit more expansive, showcase the other side of the group, the other things that we wanted to explore. So what we've been pretty much doing since then, we pretty much played a slew of shows over last summer, released a single as kind of like a one-off just for the fans, just to give them something, because we know it was going to be a long time before putting out the next record. That happened really quickly. I wrote it myself. I do a lot of the composition in Warbringer, so I've been playing guitar just as long as I've been playing drums. So John Keeble and myself usually get together because we live closest to each other and write. So Power and Surpass came about fairly quickly. We literally had a weekend to do it, so we recorded it in one day, we mixed it in another, and mastered it the next, and sent it in just to kind of meet a deadline for like a summer tour. So in my opinion, it's a pretty fucking great song, but I would go back now. So there might be an instance of the next studio session, taking that song, possibly remixing it or something, so it feels a little more cohesive to what it is we're going to put out next. So since then we've just been in writing mode. So a lot of ideas flowing between myself, John, and guitarist Adam Carroll. And it's been kind of the similar process to Woe, where if we have good seeds, good riff, you know what I mean, meat of the song, embellish upon like an idea, what kind of song is it going to turn into. So a lot of cool stuff of more like classic thrash, maybe like even War Without End style, Warbringer, kind of being reintroduced now, 10 years later, what have you, on top of the black metal influences, the death metal influences, and all that. So a lot of cool stuff we've been working on.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Yeah, so the goal is to pretty much work with the same team we did on Woe to the Vanquish. It was producer Mike Plotnikoff here in the Woodland Hills area, Fallbrook area of the San Fernando Valley in Southern California. Looking to aim to record this project in June, get all the preparations done over the summer, aiming at like a fall release, hopefully end of September, early October. If it pushes back a little bit, that's all right. Of 2019, yeah. So it's going to be a quick turnaround. So pretty much right now we've been under the gun, really just kind of drilling in the songwriting so that the next month we can just fine-tune it all and, bring it up to standard. Because that's kind of the ultimate. We feel Woe was a really, really great piece of heavy metal, and I think it's like our strongest contribution to the genre of music that we could put out. So it's to follow it. I know there's a standard set for us as the band. Of course, as a fan, everybody kind of has their preference on that record. Oh, I really like the brutal stuff. I like the melodic stuff. I really like that epic at the end. I like where it goes, etc. So pretty much trying to bring all those elements back. Right on. That's kind of how we felt about it too, where it's like, oh, it's cohesive and it never grew stale. We tried not to write the same song twice, especially on the same record. So pretty much following along those guidelines, the way lightning goes into puppets, where it's like, okay, we found a sound we like, we found a sound that we want to move forward with and kind of refine, and just write different songs within that same kind of context. So that's kind of where my head's been at.
Well, and it's a wide context, which I like, you know what I mean? Again, you do see those elements, and I think that it incrementally gets a little heavier and a little thicker as the album goes on, man, and that's a beautiful thing in my opinion. So,
do you have a favorite song off that record?
Well, man, I was gonna ask you even specifically, if you don't mind, like when you wrote Remain Violent, which was my original. Silhouettes is probably my overall favorite song now.
Awesome.
But my first one that drew me in immediately was Remain Violent. And, of course, it was very topical at the time, being that it came out with the backdrop of all the police shootings and that such a thing. What was your motivation behind that song? Where was your head at with that?
With that particular tune, I remember the demo being, it had the main riff, and then for some reason I just kind of went off and I had all these other parts. It went fast, and then it went kind of grindy, and then the middle broke down. And then had this like melodic thing, and then kind of built up. So it was kind of long-winded. And then when I was going back and forth with John, we were kind of listening to it and going, this riff right here is like A+. The rest of it, I don't know. Maybe we should just strip this down to like lowest common denominator and go for something, have a sense of song here that's just going to be like an absolute crusher. So that's kind of what ended up happening. There's the main riff, and everything around that tune is pretty much a derivative of it. It's one tempo. You know what I mean? We locked it in super tight. We know that maybe on record, it's going to be a good contrast to all the fast, crazy shit, to just have something so simple, so direct, and something you can just turn up, to max volume. And within that first like cycle of verse, chorus, whatever, you already know what the chorus is, so everybody's going to start, clenching their fist, raising it, and yelling violent. You know what I mean? So it's like the best live number we have for sure. And that was pretty much it. It started with that main riff.
For simplistic, but
Yeah, it's a good contrast for sure, because the stuff around it is so, it comes after the title track, which is all over the place, and it's just like so extreme, and then Shell Fires right after it, which is, probably the fastest thing we've done, like on purpose,
fire.
Just kept just pretty much just kept jacking up the tempo on that one. So yeah, with Remain Violent, it stems from that one riff, that pretty much main riff that comes in as soon as the song starts.
Did you mean for it to be a somewhat of a political statement as well, though?
That I kind of left up to John. I think he had the idea and the line, "You have the right to remain violent," even before I wrote that song. So he already had something of the sort kind of brewing in his head. So when I presented him this riff, he was like, yeah, that's just like a brick of a riff. It's not melodic. It's not, by any means wimpy or just like musical. It's just like riff, power the riff. So we so we just kind of fused those ideas, and he wanted to keep it. The way he composes and contributes to the actual music is usually more rhythmic. Like he can mouth rhythms and he can have ideas and concepts, which is a big thing that happened on Silhouettes, where he had words, he had lyrics, he had a pattern, maybe like a vocal cadence or phrase or what have you. So it was interesting So it was kind of like writing music under the vocal that was already kind of presented to us. So that was a little unique. And Silhouette came about trying to connect two riffs that Adam had. Adam had the main verse riff, which we called the frantic riff, just because it was so frantic. And then he had this middle bit. Yeah, he had this middle bit. So John and I just ended up composing the rest of it to put those two pieces together. So yeah, that's a lot more of a complex song, a lot of twists and turns, a lot more movement. Obviously, it's fast. It breaks down super heavy in the middle and then picks back up again.
Well, and that's one of the things, in my opinion, one of the many things, in my opinion, that makes Warbringer awesome and really a front-runner part of our scene right now. And, you know, speaking of change-ups and things like that, man, give me a quick synopsis on the fucking When the Guns Fell Silent, because it is quite epic, brother. I mean, that's an epic way to close an album. That song composes a full 25% of the entire album.
It does. Yeah, that's why we kept it to 8 songs for sure, because we were like, well, Warbringer's never done anything this extensive, like on past records. Maybe the longest cut maybe hits 5 minutes, you know, if it has like an intro or an outro or what have you. So with that song, it was a collaborative thing between Adam and I. Adam's very into the same kind of extreme music that I am apart from thrash. So it was elements like that. He had this simple piece of music that I really liked, so I took it and kind of wrote around it. And musically, I remember at the time, I think I was reading Lords of Chaos or something like that and really diving into black metal in general. And I was playing a lot of acoustic at the time, so I came up with the intro bit, that main kind of strum pattern, a la Bathory, a la Slayer, kind of South of Heaven-ish. And that became like the main theme of it. And then just kind of writing around it, we know we want it to be like a thicker song, so to slow down the tempo and just layer it with hella crunchy guitars, hella different rhythms, a lot of different things going on within the verses. We didn't really plan for it to be 11 minutes. You know, we just kept adding these parts. And yeah, you know, you never really planned for that. We knew it could be a big song in terms of like how long it could be. Woe to the Vanquish has some of the fastest blasting we've done. We want to push that further just as much as we want to push the musicality further. So, yeah, we're excited for it for sure. What's up? This is Carlos from Warbringer, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania.
Damn! Now those are some big-ass pennies.
We still have a chance, but the leaders want more power. The weapons are still intact. We know what awaits us, but no one will act. We're ghosts.
Dance off, bro. Me and you.
Motherfucking Warbringer. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I cannot emphasize to you how much I love them dudes. That Woe to the Vanquished release is so fucking great. The Remain Violent song is so badass. There's just the fucking epic closing song. The last song on the album is 11 minutes, man. It's 11 minutes of kicking your ass around your fucking home and or abode and or wherever it is that you listen to music. And I'm telling you, you'll thank me if you pick up a copy if you don't already own it, man. They are some badasses. That's top shelf band right there to me. There are them top shelf bands out there right now that are doing it and doing it so well and on such a level that you should own their shit. I mention it all the time, but it's like back in the 80s, man. Today there are just albums like that. Like, you didn't ask people if they had Master Puppets. You knew they had Master Puppets. You didn't ask people if they had Peace Cells. You knew it. You knew they had fucking The New Order. You knew they had Practice What You Preach. You knew they had fucking The Years of Decay, because they were just the top shelf stuff. And some of these bands right now, those are the bands doing that. They're the top shelf shit that you should have. And I promise you, Warbringer is there. Kreisig is there. Fucking the Motor Militia is there. The fucking, just Trader is there, and Wolfpack is there, and fucking and did I say Kreisig? Sorry, I said Kreisig. Hatchet and Havoc, and Lost Society, and fucking Objector and Outlier, and fucking, god damn it, there's so many. They're there, they're doing it, and they're bringing it, and they're kicking ass, and I love it, and I love you cats, man, and I love you, Misfit. Awesome. By the way, Misfit told a story just now there on the board that I believe Scully will be sharing with us in just a moment, but that's pretty crazy, pretty funny shit, man. Pretty crazy shit. Crazy. So, but yeah, I noticed that it said something about the girl had a stank on the plank.
Yeah, so let me actually, I wanted to post
hilarious. You know what? This is going to be a break where we've bashed women a little bit tonight. We've told some story of some heinous women so far a little bit, but I got a feeling this is the break where the men are going to break even again. We're going to tell some men are pieces of shit stories, including one of my own. So, go ahead. Do you want to tell yours? Or do you want me to go ahead?
I can't think of a single example right now. The board blocks out words, so if you want to type a word that's going to block it out, just put either like a space in between or a period in between each letter. I know it's kind of stupid, but you can easily get by the board with that.
But
it'll like block out a word right in the middle of a word. They're like, can you think of an example? I can't think of a single example.
I don't know, but last week I said something and the word hoe was in it. HOE was in the middle of the word I typed. And it literally blanked out the HOE in the middle of whatever it is I said.
So, yeah.
It's stupid as fuck.
It's got set combinations of letters that it's looking
just
for.
Refuses.
Yeah.
Put spaces in between those. Easily beatable. It's silly, but easily beatable.
We've reached out to the admins to see if we can undo it again, but we've been told before we can't.
It's a
all these fucking rules.
Metal group,
but let's not get Crip fired up about that again. So
yeah, goddamn it, rules, man! I hate rules. It's a metal world.
Oh, but let me go back and read Misfits. This story is. So she was in a relationship. It was kind of an open relationship in the beginning. She had a girlfriend that was already existing before she started dating this guy. So that went on for like 2.5 years. Like, no big deal.
I love you even more, Misfit.
And then after that, at some point, he brought her in for like what she thought was like some kind of sexy sexual escapade. He had her go in the room and blindfolded her and told her to wait. And here, I want to read what she.
Well, it said, and then I smelled something, and that made me nervous. I thought, he's
going
to light the bed on fire, That'd be fucked up.
Shit, people keep saying something that keeps bringing me back.
Well, if I recall what I saw, she realized.
He asked me to come over one day so he had a surprise for me. He blindfolded me and tied me to the bed, and I was like, hell yes. After a few minutes, I heard him come back into the room. Soon I started smelling something funny. And we were like, oh no, where the fuck is that? Yeah, I thought he was like burning something, or like it was like,
this
you know,
motherfucker was about to light me on fire.
yeah, it's something fucked up. I don't know where I was going with it. It wasn't where
he
she
was
went.
pissing
That's
on
for
my
sure.
forehead.
Yeah, you know. She said he brought this girl over to have a threesome, and at first she tried to get into it, but frankly, her pussy stank, and she wasn't down for that deal.
That's
she ended up
funny.
leaving.
That's funny.
Years later, they got married, and I guess tried to like have her over at least once more again to, try to make the threesome
that's
happen,
one of those
but-
things. Once you have that smell in your head, it'll never go away. You'll associate it with that individual forever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever.
And I can't
That's
imagine
hilarious.
that's going to change. And then I was thinking to myself, well, like, I guess dude doesn't mind, you know, it must be fine for him or whatever. And then somewhere in there, she was like, yeah, but he was bad at smelling stuff anyway, which I'm not going to, I fucking laughed out loud. I fucking busted out like a big, that fucking definitely struck me as fucking hilarious. So good job.
That's fucked up.
Very funny.
Yeah. I think I told this story once before a long time ago that I was living with a girl. I was living with a chick I was dating way back in the day. And her cousin came to visit from Virginia. And her cousin was a pretty cute chick. And I had never met her before. And she was staying and just throwing me comment after comment after comment. I could tell she was flirting with me and stuff. So at one point later in the night, my girlfriend fell asleep. And I decided I'm going to take the cousin out in my car down the road to I knew a little hideaway spot. And, try to fuck the cousin. All right, I was a bastard. I'm not going to lie to you. This is a story where men are creeps because I was a creep. I was a super asshole, especially when I was younger. But so I took the chick down the road, though. We got messing around and stuff, and she took off her shorts. And I'm not going to lie, my little white EXP, I was driving a little Ford EXP, and it filled with an aroma very quickly that was very unpleasant. Very, very, very unpleasant.
Oh no!
And
I'm embarrassed for these women. Like,
well, you know what
do
though?
they
I'm
not
gonna
know?
say. I want to say this for the record.
Okay.
Now I was a dick about it. I totally fucking told her to get out of my car, and I flew home and went in the house and told my girlfriend that, man, your cousin just talked me into trying to take her to the store to get some ice cream, and while we were gone, she tried to fuck me because I wanted to cover my ass for the whatever she was gonna say when she got back. So yes, there's a story where not only are men assholes, but I was the man. I was an asshole. But you know what? I'll tell you this. This is a true story. This is a true story. So when it comes to the stank in the place thing, I don't really have a rhyme or a reason to it because I'll tell you the truth. You know, people always associate that in your mind. You think, oh, well, she's a whore, or she's been doing that, or she's been sleeping with a bunch of people. I don't think that's necessarily true because the stankiest situation I was ever in, I know for a fact that girl was a virgin, 100%, 3,000% convinced. I mean, there's no question about it. That girl was a virgin. And I went through with it even because I knew the girl was a virgin. But I will say that.
Oh, and you didn't want to destroy her
there's
life
no
forever.
way I was going to do that to her.
Would have been.
She was somebody I loved. She was somebody I love to this day, actually, as a friend of mine. So I wasn't going to be like, oh my God, you'll stink of shit. But I know for sure. So that doesn't explain. You know what I mean? It's not like she was a whore.
No, it has nothing to do with your sexual.
She just was having.
Unless you're
day.
just that gross.
I'm assuming,
but,
right? I'm
no,
assuming.
it has nothing to do with that.
No, not a bad day either.
No, I said unless you're like really gross. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
I'm not a fucking gynecologist, but I just assumed she had a bad day, and that wasn't going to keep me from popping that virgin ass. Booyah! Anyhow.
Oh my God.
So men are shitheads too. We're all shitheads at the end of the day.
That's funny. Yeah, she said, yeah, it's so true. I always think of that smell when her name comes up, or even another woman with the same name.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Katrina always reminds Misfit of Stanky Coochie now.
Yep.
That's fucked up. Ain't that a bitch? Ran into that one. Stunk. What's that? What Brandon say?
Ran into one that stunk. Didn't smell it. Into it. I
started pumping that shit.
And then the air came up between our bodies.
Yeah, that's true. You're wafting the air between you once you get that rhythm pumping air. I bet you. You're getting like a 3 seconds of It's like relief, relief,
That is fucking great.
That's rough, brother.
Yeah,
Hey, man. Sometimes you got to take one for the team, though. If you like the girl, never let her. Well, see that I guess that is that terrible advice. I was going to say if you like the girl, never let her know it stank. But maybe if you like the girl, you should be like, look, come here, go get something, do something about the fact that you got a little bit of an odor there. Because I like you.
Oh.
Go buy a product with the roses on the front of it.
There's got to be a way to say it. I don't. You know, I'm sure there's fucking.
You are a word tactician.
You know what you can do? You know how this is awful. I shouldn't even say this.
No, I'm listening. Give it to me.
You know when you were young and you were a dick.
I'm not sure I do.
And
yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Would like order samples of things from companies and have it sent to somebody's house.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like toothpaste to the kid with the bad breath.
So have a douche sent to her.
Like order a sample. Like
what did I do to qualify for this Massengill special?
Yeah, she just
Son
gets like a
of
little
a
sample
bitch.
in the mail, and it's like discreet and anonymous,
Hey,
and
that might
nobody
not be
has
a
to
bad-
actually say anything,
Right.
and
She
she can
may-
either take the hint or not.
She
but
may
hopefully
find
she
herself.
does,
Some
like-
women may not even realize
Yeah,
until
she
they
might not know.
realize. Right. All of a sudden she's throwing roses on it. She's like, damn, that does smell better than salmon. You never know. So there you go. Sneak something into her Vagisil into the show. Well, and hey, let's be honest. I'm told over time men's ball bags, if not directly out of a shower, is not a fun situation to stick your nose into either. So,
What did you just say? I'm sorry. I was trying to read.
A man's ball bag, I'm told, can be an unpleasant situation in
Yeah.
the wrong situation. So
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, look at that. Uni T45. Yeah, shout out to whoever that is, man. That's a great album those guys
Who
just
was
put out.
62? Did they?
I don't know, but Uni T45, the album he's talking about, the band he's talking about, are badass, and we love them, and they put out a really kick-ass record. So
Are they on the
everybody should
list
go.
tonight?
They are not.
No.
We played them a couple weeks ago, though, right when that album came out.
There's 3 bands listed here. None of the 3 are on tonight's playlist, but.
Well, let's play what is on the playlist. How about that?
All right, what's next?
Some Inhuman Nature.
All right. let
And
me
it's a
get
kick-ass
that
jam, man.
set
I'm
up.
super excited about these motherfuckers. Again, thank you to Carlos from Warbringer, man, for spending some time with us. We are a big fan, and everybody should go pick up that copy of everything they've ever done. I'm telling you, great, great band. Fantastic band, my friends. Let's see.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Let me get my shit together. I got my shit all fucked up over here, but
I know we've been laughing so fucking hard about.
I know, right? What did I do with it?
What are you looking for?
I had my notes on the band
Oh,
somewhere.
here, right here.
Oh, they're up there on your screen. That's what it is. Okay, so this is a debut. So if you're doing the drinking game,
Drink up.
we are behind probably, but get your drink on. This is a debut from the UK. This is thrash with a touch of hardcore in it. I really dig it. You're going to like it. The album is self-titled Inhuman Nature, and from it we shall play Taste of Steel right here on Metal-O-Mania. Don't go nowhere.
So I was just watching you do that.
Bring it on back to me. Holy shit, man. Inhuman Nature. What's I'm a big fan. Big fan. Debut release, man. Get your drink on. Boom. If you're doing the drinking game every time we say the word debut, get your drink on.
Let me post the link real quick for everybody.
Get your drink on. Fuck yeah, good stuff. Some pretty funny stuff being talked about on the board tonight. I do dig it. I do appreciate it.
Hilarious.
Motherfuckers got me laughing, and I dig that part of your game.
Don't put Finney's tip of the week is don't put powder on your balls, guys, because it'll turn into pancakes.
It's true. It's true. You know, I got to tell you, sometimes my best friend is a little bit of Gold Bond, man. You throw a little bit of powder down there, and it keeps you from getting that fucking scratchy, ratchy red part of your skin. You know what I mean? But what it also does is it makes bread. Have you ever had ball bread?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, I just posted the link for Inhuman Nature.
Oh, badasses.
So, yeah.
Badasses. Well, we got a kick-ass thing going on the board, man. Love you, motherfuckers. Thanks for hanging out with us. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it. I hope you make some room for us every week in your lives. We will make the metal soundtrack happen to your lives. I promise you. Shout out to... What you got? You got some sharing to me to do on there?
No, we're just laughing about baby wipes now.
Oh, okay.
You got to use baby wipes. It's fucking... You know, it's 2019. That's the best revolution we've come up with. I mean, besides the bidet, but you don't always have a bidet available. So
you know, you're touching on the subject near and dear to my asshole right now.
You got to use the baby wipes. What did you say? You're. Go ahead. I'll let you go.
I'm a hyper wiper.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're a hyper wiper, there's only one way to go to avoid destroying your asshole. If you ever, you know, when you got a cold and you fucking wipe your nose too much, you destroy your nose. You get your nose all fucked up. It's all dry and brittle and stuff. Well, you know what? That happens to your asshole. In fact, that happens to any opening to your body if you fuck with it too much. You will fuck it up. So, you know.
Misfit is now throwing anything bread related out.
I love you, Misfit. You rock. But anything
She's
near...
grossed out by your guys' nut butter.
Yeah, nut butter is not a good thing. Nut butter. I always call it my Funyun bag. My Funyun. Anyway.
But you were in the middle of something. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's just
gross ball bag talking.
Yeah, more of that probably.
Okay. You probably have earned a couple dick jokes along the way that I've not recorded.
You just ignore all my dick jokes.
I know. I tried to remove the tally today, like because I think our thing is not handling the system's not good at the moment. Yeah. So I was trying to let me get rid of some of these things to help the system. But I really was like, I just don't want to count
the tallywhacker on our show has become like my dick in real life. You ignore it.
It's the bane of, well, I shouldn't say that. No, I like it. It's just
the bane of my existence.
I was gonna say that about the tally, but then you said you related it to your dick, so then I couldn't say that anymore.
Wow.
You interrupted my phrase I was already in the middle of saying.
I'm gonna force feed you bread. So,
I gave you a dozen.
So, all right, here's another
Oh, I got
story
more,
where the dude is an asshole.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I'm the dude. All right, I'm just
all right,
saying.
why do they all
I
got to
was
be
an
personal
asshole
stories?
when I can't tell other people's stories
You
so
can't
much.
just tell them anonymously?
All right, well, this dude I heard
All
did
right.
this. All right. I heard this dude once was dating a girl. He had a kid, and he was dating another chick. So they hired a babysitter, right, to watch the kid during the day while they were working.
Okay.
And then the dude totally started fucking the babysitter behind the person that he was dating.
Jesus.
And I only bring that up because the babysitter's fucking dead, dude.
Don't bring that up.
The dude that fucking dated her afterward fucking murdered her. Dun, dun, dun.
Not cool.
So, well, I'm saying, though, we're talking about who's worse, men or women. It was all adultery until now. I just threw murder on the table, son. That's upping the ante right there. That ups
That's
the ante.
pretty bad.
That puts
he
men.
definitely gets the tally for that.
Yeah, if we were doing that contest like our dear Crypt letter earlier, and we're throwing letters back and forth, that's the winner so far today. Who's the worst, a man or a woman? Well, this dude killed her. So that's strong. That's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. Is that Gur dick like what a dick or like Gur needs a
No,
dick?
she's gurring because it blacked out dick.
That's so dumb. That's really,
She said, "Why does the dick?" I assume you're talking about our tally.
yeah.
Our tally right here. Oh,
Yeah.
you have to point to it. I can't reach over there. Look, it cuts off my hand. The other way. Right there.
That right
The tally.
there.
Well, because
That counts our dick jokes.
he's left-handed.
That counts our dick.
Well, and
jokes.
actually, honestly, he's right-handed, right? Because we're looking at it from like our point of view. But like personally, he's right-handed.
Yeah. Yep.
He spent his life jerking it from the right.
He's jerking
So it
it
leans a little
and working it
to that
and
side.
jerking it and working it.
Haven't you noticed that? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
For the most part. I
Yeah,
mean, not
you know
like,
what? No,
you
I'm
know.
not kidding. I'm glad you brought that up. This is a true thing. I'm going to put our men to the test.
Okay.
How honest are our men out there? Okay. I have a
Most
theory.
dicks lean one way or another.
I have
or
a
something,
theory
or-
that I've talked to about it with a lot of my friends who seem to back me up on this. There's a couple of exceptions along the way, but here's my theory. If your dick kicks off to the right, you're right-handed. If your dick kicks off to the left, you're left-handed. If your dick kicks off to the top, you get short arms. But I'm
little T-Rex.
you got T-Rex arms. And if your dick kicks down to the bottom, you got gorilla arms. So, but whatever
you're
way,
doing something weird.
whatever way you've spent the last fucking dozens of years jerking your dick when you're jerking your dick, it has a natural kick to that direction now. I know my dick kicks to the right. I mean, I'm not fucking around corners or nothing yet, but my dick has a slight crick to the right. You know what I'm saying? When I'm hard as a rock, it's off to the right. It's looking east. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
not like looking east. Like that makes it sound like.
Right, it makes it sound like it's off to the,
No.
you know. But yeah, I want to know, are our men
Like
out there back me up?
northeast.
Does your dick kick where your hand kicked it
Well,
to
so
all your
Misfit
life?
says not always. She's only seen that a time or two.
Oh, really? Where the dick goes one way or the other, depending on.
Fitty says, so now that is actually a very interesting point. In today's society, you're using your computer, so now you need your mouse hand
That's right.
to be able to like
That's right.
efficiently find the porn. So now you have to jerk your dick with your left hand. So
Well, see, or you've learned to use your mouse. Most of us have learned to use the mouse with the left hand.
really,
I can left hand mouse so I can right hand dick like
Can
a
you
pro.
really?
Oh, of course.
I cannot do
Come
that.
on. I will left hand mouse some fucking jizz.com. Well, you jizz like a motherfucker.
No, I can't. I'm not a
So
switch,
what you're saying
switch
is,
hitter or whatever you want to call it. No.
So if you're switching hands on something, you're switching hands on your genitals rather than the mouse. You're saying that you can more easily use the mouse with your right hand and then work your fucking button?
Well, I was thinking jerking my dick, which I don't know. So that's why I guess I'm not. I can't really participate in the conversation.
Is there something we're supposed to tell the people about you
No.
tonight, Scully?
I was just metaphorically
I've been
putting
married to her
myself
for
there.
20 years, you guys. She doesn't have a dick, I
And
promise.
that's why I was thinking it would just be easier to do with your left hand. 'cause
That's crazy.
it's interchangeable. It's Niners.
Brandon has regular arms. Do you switch it, Brandon? Do you jerk it every now and again with each hand? If you go back and forth, you might counter off that. That's my theory. Anyhow, let's rack up some more fucking retirements on our board tonight while we talk more shit. I do have a few more stories to tell, but I'll tell them after we play another jam.
And the other thing I have is hands free, so I don't use hands really.
Yeah,
I mean, at the beginning, there's hands
Mrs.
involved. So
Hands-free. Yeah. We bought her a toy. What's the toy called? The hands-free toy called?
No, it's not called that. No,
the executive.
The executive.
See, there you go, man. Buy her an executive, and you can go play golf, and she'll take care of it.
For those that want to do that.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. Let's play a jam. What do we got next?
I don't know. Where are we? We are on Exodus.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, we're going to play the Exodus jam.
Here,
and
let me move this so you can see what it says.
It's going to be a good one. Yeah.
It's a debut, so drink.
Debut. It's a debut EP
Are you guys on the
from
board
the
out there
Czech
drinking with us?
Republic. I hope
with
so.
us. Look, we haven't.
I need to attend to this here.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, let's play some Exodus. Exodus. It's not Exodus like it's not the old band.
You'll see. I'll put this.
It's not the fucking Toxic Waltz guys. This is Exodus from the Czech Republic. EXITUS. Mm-hmm. They got a brand new debut EP. It's called Undead. We're gonna play the title track off of it right now, and then we're gonna take Finney's advice, and we're all gonna ride the Sibian together. So there you go.
I missed that. All right, I'll be back.
Orgasms are in the air here at Metal-O-Mania, episode 125. Don't go nowhere. We're going to finish it out all over your foreheads.
Okay.
There we go.
Back.
Yeah. You know what's cool about that band Exodus we just played? You know, they were formed originally in 1989 until 1991, and they broke up to some of the dudes joined the military, did some military service, did some family raising, did some different things.
That's fucking cool.
Got back together in 2018, dude. How wild is that? And now this is their debut release, and it's badass.
Right? Pretty cool.
Fuck yeah, man. Metal. The things that are going on in the metal world right now are pretty killer, and I'm proud to be even the smallest of parts and the cog that turns, my friends, because it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun to be a part of this thing, because metal's killing it. And like it, you know, really, in my opinion, better than it ever has, including the 80s. Yes, that's right. I said it. And better than the 80s. Better than when we had it back then. And right now, there's no Poison band out there fucking it up. So I used to hang out with a girl. What?
Just Finny made me laugh out loud.
I love Finny. I hope Finny hangs out with us every week for the show. So I used to hang out with a girl. True story.
Okay.
We used to hang out. We were friends. I was in a fuck situation. We were just pals.
Okay.
And she was fucking a married dude that we knew, though, on a semi-regular basis. So the dude that she was fucking had a construction company, a tree removal service.
Okay.
And he was married to a chick, and obviously he didn't want to be found out. So the chick that was my friend, I would say once or twice a month would tell the dude that she was pregnant.
Twice a month?
Once or twice a month, yeah.
A month.
A month, yeah. And I'm not even kidding you when I tell you this went on over a year.
How is she getting pregnant more than once a month?
These are good questions. But all it was she was going to dude and telling him, I need between $300 and $400 because I need to get it taken care of. I need to go and hit the vacuum machine.
Right.
But she was lying, and it was just money we would go and party on. She would just,
oh my God.
She was just telling the dude. She knew he was married, and she used it to his, she was, correct me if I'm wrong, is that not prostitution in its purest sense of the word? She was selling that
blackmail
blackmail and prostitution. So she was a fucking head of the game, dude. When I think about it, maybe I failed to give her the proper respect. She was a fucking mastermind.
She was her own pimp
before her time.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's another one in the bad check mark for women. So what do we got going on in the post tonight? I see there's a lot of engagement. That makes me happy.
Yeah, we've been laughing a lot for sure.
Yeah,
so.
the people who hang out with us live do make me laugh, and I love you guys for it. And no offense, the people who are listening to this later when it's no longer live, we love you too. We appreciate you hanging out.
You just don't make me laugh.
You don't make me laugh back, right? I hope I make you laugh still, but you're not returning the favor if you're not live. I don't know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So
you could still post it on the board.
Yeah,
we can read it later.
Yeah, read it to me. Bring it to me.
Well, no, you'd have to.
You know what?
Yourself,
if you're
nobody's
listening,
gonna read it to you, Crip. God damn it! No.
Is that my expecting a little bit?
Yeah.
Well, if you know what, if you want me, if a funny thought occurs to you and you're listening to this on demand, hit me in my private message on Facebook and share it with me. That'll make me happy.
That'd be cool.
It'll be nice to get those random. I'm listening to it right now. Every now and then get those. You know, Ron, I think Ron's listening right now, but sometimes with Ron has to catch it on the next day. He'll hit me up there.
Like back half of it.
I just heard that joke. It's pretty funny, you fucking fat asshole dickhead. And I love him for it.
Right. So I also, the other thing is, I've either made it very easy by creating the event page and putting it there. Actually, Ethan created it this week and put the event page out there.
Thank you, Mr. Ethan.
But you can either go find the bands right there and click everybody there, or throughout the night tonight, I've scattered throughout the chat board the different links for everybody as they've been playing.
Killer.
And so we try to make it as easy as possible for you guys to actually find the bands and get this music and
exactly right.
Get their T-shirts and
dick jokes and infidelity stories aside. That's the real reason for the show.
Exactly.
Get
Support
you to check out the bands.
Go see them live. Get out there. Go to a local show.
Fuck yeah. And again, if you like the band on Facebook, I have successfully over the last couple of years that we've been doing this show Facebook no longer gives me shit on politics. Almost never. Once in a while, something will slip in.
Right.
But for the most part, Facebook knows that I don't want to see it, and I've trained it that I don't want to see it, and it gives me metal. My Facebook, it's such a nice experience now compared to what it used to be. I no longer get on there, and I think, I used to get on there and be like, that dude's a left-wing idiot. Holy shit. And then 5 seconds later, I'd be like, that dude's a right-wing fucking dumbass. Holy fuck. Now I don't have to think either. And for the record, I can't stand both sides.
Right.
Ugh. But anyway, it's just nice. I've trained my page now to give me nothing but metal and ass. Every now and again, there's a picture of an ass. That's right. It knows what I like.
Yep.
It knows what, it's kind of like Scully. It knows what I like. Every now and again, I look over, there's an ass out. It's just to make me happy and get me through the day.
Thanks, Gonzo.
So, yeah, thanks, Gonzo. Shout out to Gonzo. Much love to that motherfucker right there. So, all right, well, I guess we got more stories to get to. But we're
going way long, I think.
In the meantime, we should get a little move on here. Let's
we have the big break coming up. So
let's dive into that.
Okay.
Matter of fact, what we got next for everybody is Psychonaut. And if you've been paying attention at all, we played a Psychonaut song last night on our Metal Yard show. When we did our tribute to prog metal last night on our show, we played a Psychonaut song. I saw the opportunity to play 2 songs off of their brand new release. Last night was a prog metal release, and tonight it's off the album because it's brand new, and they're both relevant, and they're both badass, and you're really going to love this band if you're not into them already, man. Psychonaut is truly badassery. I think it's awesome, and you are going to dig it. And right from there, we're going to hear from our main man, Kenny Finger, in this week's Finger of Doom selection. So don't go anywhere. Put on a seatbelt, and get ready to run into some shit in your home. Or hopefully you're in a park maybe, or at a beach, or I don't know. Somewhere where you're not going to hurt yourself. So here we go. You ready? Boom.
I am.
Boom, shakalaka.
Ready.
We'll
I've learned a lot being a dog owner, man. You know, any dog's a good dog unless you're a psycho. You know, I got a pit bull. It's still a great dog unless you're a fucking psycho. And evidently, I'm a psycho because my dog has just been a complete maniac over the last like 6 months, you know? I didn't realize that dogs feed off your vibes, you know? Like if you're chilling, they're chilling. You know, if you're sleeping, they're sleeping. But if you're a psycho like me and you're screaming at the ref on TV being like, dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me! I didn't realize the dog was over in the corner being like, yeah, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is bullshit. I don't know what this guy's mad at, but I love this guy. This guy feeds me. Is it the door? Are you mad at the door? Yeah, I had no idea I was amping this dog up. I'm so selfishly in my own world. I'd be like on the computer and would crash and be like, oh, really? Really? Dog's over in the corner with like a chew toy. I never noticed like that Game 7 look she was getting on her face. And one day I amped her up too much, had no clue, and I went outside. We were just walking down the street, and some poor bastard comes the other way, and the dog's like, that's that motherfucker. Yeah! Lunge at this guy. I had to pull her back. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. She's never done anything like that, right? Looking down at the dog, what's wrong with you? Dog's looking up at me like, huh? I got that son of a bitch, didn't I? I love you. You feed me. I got you. How the hell did you see him that far away, man? Your ears must be better than mine. It's unbelievable. Right? Then I got nervous. I got nervous around my own dog. I started thinking, fuck, are pit bulls really like this? Do they just go psycho? Man, this is nuts, right? That's another bad vibe to have around your dog, because they pick up on that vibe, right? This dude comes walking down the street, and I immediately just start thinking like, oh shit, she gonna do it again? Oh shit, oh shit. Dog just looks at me like, oh shit, what? Oh shit, what? Him? Ah! Runs at another guy. Had to pull her back. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Looking down at the dog, dog's trying to chest bump me and shit, right?
Wait a second, what were you saying? Yob in Britain stands for what?
It's basically a slovenly youth, somebody who lays around, up to no good.
Yeah.
Yob is essentially boy backwards.
Like he would say something like, oh, boy backwards. But does it stand for anything? Like, you know,
No,
young,
it's not
obnoxious?
It's not an acronym.
No, I think it's just boy backwards. It's just somebody who's got it backwards, they're no good, they're basically...
A juvenile delinquent, but
Exactly.
these people are adults.
Well, like you would say, what a knob. That guy's such a knob. Or no, not knob.
Yob, not
What a
knob.
yob. What a yob. Well, say it in a sentence. How would you use yob in a sentence then?
Get your hair cut, you useless yob.
Yeah, so I could use that to you. A lot of people pronounce this Y-O-B. They just pronounce it, they spell it out, Y-O-B.
They do?
And so, yeah, for a while I was like unsure. It's like, is it yob? Is it Y-O-B? How is it pronounced?
You need to ask them.
Well, I did. I heard them. I heard an interview with Mike Scheidt, the founder.
He said Y-O-B?
He referred to it as Yob. The interviewer was talking about Yob, and Mike Scheidt, who's the founder and owner of the band, was referring to it as Yob. So I take that as the authority that
It is
pronounced Yob.
It's Yob.
That is what it is. And that's who we're playing this week. And this is off of their latest LP. And actually, Yob is known for LP very long plays, long songs, long albums. I think they had one album that was 3 songs and it was 50 minutes or something like that. In fact, the challenge with Yob for this show is to find a song under 10 minutes that we can play.
Yeah, we don't want to fade it out. That
we would
be
never fade it out.
disrespectful.
We would never fade out anything.
And they're influenced by Black Sabbath, as are many other bands, and their music is thick as a brick or a pile of bricks.
Thick, heavy,
not thick as a brick. Heavy.
They call it traditional doom, and I guess I can hear that a lot, but one of the things that I love about Yob, and probably so many other people, is that so much of their stuff sounds so kind of spacey and experimental, like just very, very, very creative. And he'll go back and forth in his vocals between this kind of screeching Geddy Lee, spacey sort of a tone, and then the really harsh growling screams and
The death
grunts and
screams.
yeah, the death
I
screams.
prefer it when he
and the-
really sings. He has a nice voice.
I do too.
He has a good voice. I don't like the death screams too much. That's me, but I don't like harmonies either. So why am I sitting here?
Because you love the doom.
Because I love the doom. I got the doom.
Well, I would agree with you, though. I mean, and the Metal-O-Mania crowd knows I prefer the clean vocals, and I definitely, in Yob's case, I prefer the vocals that he does that are on the more Geddy Lee Spacey side of things. However, I've grown to appreciate the death growls and the screams when they're applied for effect and to good effect. And,
For a reason.
mhm.
Sometimes
intermittently to add some intensity, but
Yeah.
throughout the song, I can't get by that.
And speaking of intensity, I saw them in concert over the last summer, and I will say this was the most intense concert I've ever been to, and it was fairly small. I mean, maybe 400 or 500 people, but it was sold out, shoulder to shoulder. And this was shortly after the release of the album, which also was shortly after his life-threatening experience with his health problems. He had two health problems that nearly killed him, both of them, and were extremely painful, required very major surgery. I think his intestines were pulled out and all kinds of things. You can go look up, I'm not going to go into it because I won't get the what do you call it? The details correct. I mean, the words right and everything. But for him to come back after this and to learn to sing and everything was really an incredible story. And in fact, when he was on stage, he said, to the crowd, and he's got a very intimate connection with the crowd. He really connects with the crowd. It was really quite amazing as a performer. And he said, normally after the show, he likes to hang out, say hello to people, but tonight he thinks he's got to go and, take a rest. Well, everybody applauded and understood what he'd been through and so forth. Still, after the show, coming off the stage there, he stayed there the whole time, shaking hands, doing autographs, and just very, very cool person and really laid back. I got a selfie with him, and I'll show that on the thing.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good. Well, the Muse never left.
I don't know, let's play the music. How about
Yeah,
that?
let's play the music. We want to hear this. It's really great.
All right, the track is called The Screen. It is off of the LP Our Raw Heart from 2018. The band is Yob, pronounced Yob. We know that for sure.
Andrew can tell you. What is it called, Andrew?
Yob.
And Bandcamp for this one is actually a little bit different. It is Yob Is Love, one word, yobislove.bandcamp.com. Go check him out, go see him on tour, and until next week, Doom
on.
The finger of doom points to you. Hey there, Metalheads. It's almost that time of year again, so make your plans now to join us for Metal in the Mountains on May 31st through June 1st. That's right, camping in all the metal your skulls can take. On May 31st, Chelsea Grant, Slaughter to Prevail, and dozens more bands will get the weekend started right, and on Saturday, June 1st, you will see friends of Metal-O-Mania, Snipers of Babel, along with dozens more bands, including Blue Felix, Unearthed, Fall, and All That Remains. So grab your camping gear and prepare to head on out to Pipestem, West Virginia, so you don't miss it, Metalheads. Go to www.metalinthemountains.com for more details. Get your tickets now.
And just like that, you get a little bit of everything. We threw a little bit of a fucking Psychonaut at you to start that thing off. They're badasses. Show them the love. That release is truly fantastic. I do love it. Thank you, Ballwood, for turning me on to them. And then, of course, the hilarious Bill Burr with the funny bit about the dog thing. That shit makes me laugh. He's a funny cat. And thank you, The Finger of Doom. I like Finney. I think, was it Finney on the board that said they need to be wearing monocles. The Doom team with the monocles. I think that's hilarious. They should. I agree, Finney. I agree with you 100%. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to buy them all monocles and have them sent over to the motherfucking Doom headquarters. I'm doing it. I'm telling you. And then that was the ad for the Metal in the Mountains. Don't forget to go out there and party your asses off.
Only 10 days away.
That's right, man. Close out the month and open up June by camping and medaling. And I said in the ad that Snipers of Babel was playing Saturday, but they're actually playing Friday. So make your plans accordingly.
But yeah, you can camp. You can get a local hotel and just come for both nights. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Just get out there.
Fuck yeah. As long as you do the metal.
Pipestem? What is it?
Pipestem, West Virginia.
Pipestem, right? Yeah. Pipestem, West Virginia.
Pipestem, West Virginia.
Not far from like Princeton, right? Is what I'm told.
I believe so. I believe
quite
that
a hike.
Correct.
We actually did a little Google map ourselves, and what was it, babe? Like 14 hours or something?
For us, no, it was about 5.5 from here. Yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a ride from here, but yeah, no, it was 14.5 for someone that we looked it up for, but
oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's pretty short.
So good stuff. Good stuff. Hope you guys dig it, and I hope you keep hanging out with us, man, because
We got a couple more to come.
I'm cheered up now, thanks to Scully. That we played that big long break, so Scully could come over here and cheer me up under the table. Thanks, love. Love you, honey. Love you, Fendi, for the suggestion. But
Brandon's going to be camping.
Yeah, that's the way to go, man.
Camping.
Camping
is the way to go. It's,
yeah.
I mean, you're part of the action, and you're there for everything.
Partying all
and
night, man.
Yeah, you're not missing
You're not
anything.
going to sleep. You're going to be at the campfire. You're going to be telling stories. You're going to be
I
getting
love
drunk.
a fucking campfire.
I know you do.
I know.
I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. So, but yeah, thank you to everybody for that. Oh, and especially again, I don't want it to be overlooked. Thank you to our non-monocle Doom team. That was a jamming song. I've heard that Yob band before, and man, they are heavier than a rhinoceros's cock and an elephant's dumper.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
I mean, them dudes are heavy, son. So there you go. Drop a load one more time. So do you have any more stories on the board of people being mischievous, of people treating each other poorly with their dingalings and their genitalias and stuff?
Or just unrelated to that at all?
Yeah, right. Misfit said, walking to the table, y'all were off air. We were pretending that you could see. I mean, that's when she said we was pretend. You know, that we were putting on a show for an imaginary audience, much like we did in the early days of this program itself.
For our animals.
So, but no, now we hang out with all of you guys, man, and we have a lot of fun. I wish more people chatted on the board with us. I see that we got a pretty kick-ass live participation tonight. I know that people tell us they don't generally like to watch on the phone and do the chat on the same thing. So I get it. I dig it, but we still appreciate you hanging out, and we love you for that. So We love you for that. We're going to move on. I know I'm way over on schedule and time, so we're going to move on. We're going to play a song right now. We're going to play some Shredhead.
Okay.
Really, really killer band. If you won't mind popping the notes up on the screen for me.
I'm sorry.
No worries. But Shredhead is this is a third album from these dudes, thrashers from Israel. They jam. I love their entire discography. You will too. This most recent release is called Live Unholy. And from it, let us jam on Overshadows right here, a little Metal-O-Mania. Get some.
Do we have your attention now, motherfuckers?
Love fuck, hate fuck, sex only fuck, break up fuck, make up fuck, drunk fuck, body fuck, pity fuck.
Yeah, that's right. Shout out to some of our more keen observers to the show tonight, sending me a message on my Facebook private message right now about my Baseball Furies shirt. Baseball Furies from the Warriors. That's right. I got quite a few. Actually, I got quite a few Warrior t-shirts. I got a lot of t-shirts pertaining to old fucked up movies that I love. I got like 4 They Live t-shirts, that old Roddy Piper movie, which I was a big fan of. I got like fucking Suspiria, the original, the motherfucking Dario Argento fucking shit, you know. The artistry of the original movie will never be its own parallel. It's fucking unmatched. It's a fucking beautiful fucking horror movie. It's a beautiful masterpiece of filmography.
Right.
Anywho, sorry, don't get me started on that shit. We will have to do a show about my love of film at some point, though.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, actually. Songs that appeared in movies or something.
Yeah,
or,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be very cool. In fact, I think someone tagged me in a post that I didn't get a chance to read today because, you know, a little behind the screen secret. I didn't finish editing the Warbringer interview until today.
Oh.
So I was under the gun, son. But somebody sent me an interview that I want to read. It looked like it was some of the best use of heavy metal in music in movies. So I definitely intend to check out that very, very, very soon. But that's funny. Somebody would have finished said they had a strip club that was open next to a firehouse, and they closed the firehouse and they had to move the strip club because people stopped coming. They were reliant on the firemen, I'm sure.
Probably,
I'm sure. You know,
and then he went on to say, and now the building is a Christian coffee shop.
How fucked up is that?
Which the Misfit said, wonder if people come back in town and think, hey, let's go to the strip club and get
they're
there.
like-
And they're like, what the fuck is this shit?
And I hope they make a hell of a cup of coffee to make up for your shock.
That is funny. And jerk you off in the back.
You know what's great about firemen and strippers? They
Right.
both ride the pole. You know what I mean? They can share experiences on the pole.
Right.
That's pretty neat. You're pretty good on the pole, honey. Anyway.
Not the fireman's
People
pole.
are like, how do you love your wife? I'm like, on the pole. It's my favorite way. My favorite place. Oh, no. You get out of here, dude. He's Dude. His name is fucking Dude.
It's not. It's Dude.
His name is Dude. Get
He's
used
a
to
little
it.
shit. Oh, look, see?
Yep. He fucked the camera,
Destructo
didn't
is his name.
he? He just fucked the camera.
He did. Can I fix it from here?
Please do.
I don't know if I can.
Please do. Oh, look, when you leave, whoa, look, you just fucking, wow, the magic. The magic's gone.
And then it comes back.
And then it comes back.
It's weird.
So,
It's the lighting. It's a light thing.
I have two last little mini ones. Just someone we know, a good friend of ours, a very dear and near friend of ours. I know he's not watching because he doesn't like heavy metal because he's an idiot. he likes that horrible country bullshit.
Okay, what are you talking about?
And maybe it's his fault. Maybe if you didn't listen to country, shit like this wouldn't happen to you. But he just found out that his woman of several years has been banging her boss for 2 years.
Oh.
Dude, that's not just cheating. That's a relationship. You had a fucking relationship behind my back. How fucked up is that?
At work, even?
At work every day.
So that's
Dude,
like
they
every
went-
day. Yeah.
They've twice in the last 2 years gone to Vegas on company trips. So that means your woman went to Vegas with her boss and was throwing down that ass while you were at home thinking, oh, it's all innocent. How fucked up is that, man? And I'll tell you what, I won't say dude's name or do nothing like that, but you and I know him, and he's a good fucking dude, man. He don't deserve to be done like that at all. He's a good cat,
There's so
man.
many cheating stories. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that's like the number one thing that you can do to fuck
Right.
somebody over. I guess like rob them or whatever, steal their money or from not pay them back. Or
We
something
have
like
another
that, but-
friend of ours who I'm sure is listening, with a very
Okay.
similar story. Go ahead.
No, okay.
But he's, you know what I mean?
I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I guess everybody's fucking everybody and fucking each other over in that way. That sucks.
It does, man. Do you ever outgrow it and shit?
I don't know. I don't.
See, you know what? I love you, Scully, and I feel like I'll sit here today. I'm older now. I'm not the fucking young idiot I used to be. So I'll tell you that I fucking have outgrown it. But have I outgrown it, or has it outgrown me? I love you, but the question remains. I'd like
What
to
if
think.
the opportunity was there? Would you do it?
Well, I would
Is that
like to
what you're
think I
saying?
wouldn't. You know what I mean?
You would
I
like to think you wouldn't?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. On paper, I wouldn't. But I'm being as honest as a heart attack here. Say all of a sudden tomorrow, Metal-O-Mania was the biggest thing that anyone's ever heard of. And the Script and Scully's names were ringing out in the halls of wherever the fuck everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And I'm landing in places where 35 of the hottest chicks in town are waiting to try to blow me. Yes, I'm telling you, for several years, I'm going to say no, I'm married, I'm in love. But one night when we're fighting and I land in Vegas and fucking, Christy
Right, you can't come in
Brinkley's-
my shampoo in Vegas. I'm not there.
Christy Brinkley's twin sister is trying to fucking blow me. I mean...
Right, I mean, what can you do?
I'm just saying it's easy for people who, you know what I'm saying, who aren't in that position to make fucking, judgments. It's a different world for people that are, having ass thrown at them everywhere they look. See, women are used to it. Y'all could go anywhere. A woman could look like the ass end of a Greyhound bus's fucking muffler. And you can go anywhere and say, would someone here like to fuck me? And someone in that room is going to say, yes, I would like to fuck you. Let us go somewhere and fuck, please. Men don't have it like that. So except certain men who are rich, have it like that. Men who sing for bands and shit, men who are famous. And because it is a rarity for a man to have it like that, I do believe it's tough. That's a tough one. It's tough. I sympathize with people.
I get like the relentlessness of it. You know what I mean? And like how you have to say no every single time. Right. Exactly. I mean, I get that. I'm not going to like deny how hard that would be. And then especially like add alcohol, or add whatever. Like, I get it, but whatever. I mean,
see, I think it's easier for you to be like whatever because everywhere you've been, someone in that room wants to fuck you. More than one person, probably, And for men, it's not like that, You eventually get to a point where, at one point, hopefully, you're, if you achieve you have to achieve a lot to be a man who has the options that a woman has just on a Tuesday. A man has to achieve the world.
So funny. I mean, I don't know how to even respond to that. It's just.
Well, you're not calling a divorce lawyer or nothing, right?
Every one of them in town.
Yeah, you're right. That's a smart way to do it. As we told people earlier, if you're listening, we'll give you some good advice if you hang out with us. I'm just saying. Well, that's funny.
No, I mean,
something to think about.
I think it's funny, comical that you're saying that if men had as many options available, they would not cheat as frequently because they would be used to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that women have more experience saying no to dick being offered to them everywhere they go. You know what I mean? You've spent your whole life at 13 years old, you probably realize, holy shit, people are offering me dick. Right? Am I right or am I right? So you have lifetime.
It's not a good thing. It's not.
No, I'm not saying it is.
Like you're not like, oh, I have all these options. This is amazing. This is so great. Like, it's not like that.
Because you've dealt with it since you were 13 is why you feel that way. I'm telling you, it's because of a lifetime of being in that position. If it was turned around, and
it's not it's because it was inappropriate for you sick fuckers to do whatever you did to us or said.
Agreed, because you grow up used to it. I'm telling you though, I'm telling you, there's something to this.
Okay.
If men were 12 years old and women were making passes at them, after time we would view it as, ooh, that's gross, and we would have more of the feelings that you have now. But men grow up fighting to find it. Women grow up fighting to keep it. That's the way it is. And as such, there are certain things that are inherent to our behavior as the result of that. Women will always take for granted that everyone in the room wants to fuck them, and men will never know how to act when they find themselves in that position. When everyone in the room wants to fuck them, it's just different. I'm not saying right, wrong, good or bad or anything. One's better, one's worse. It's just different. That's all.
Right.
And because of it, I think men are weaker to make that, no. That standard no. I'm not doing it. Every day fucking Pamela Anderson at 21 years old is standing here trying to fuck me. And every time, I don't know. Let's move on. How about we move on? I think we beat that horse to death. Hopefully they're playing along on the board with us and shit, so. What? No one says, yes, I want to fuck the bassist. But they should. Finney. We are a long-running advocate of that here on the show. We always say, fuck the bassist and fuck the drummer. Women, don't just fuck the singers and the guitar players. They're going to take you for granted. They're used to everyone wanting to fuck them, just like the situation we're having right now. Where we're saying men or women are different. Well, guitar players and vocalists are different than bass players and drummers. Bass players and drummers will appreciate the blowjob way more, I promise you. They'll appreciate the love more. So don't forget, as a public service announcement here in Metal-O-Mania, don't forget, ladies, fuck your bassists and fuck your drummers. And on that note, let's play some Eye of the Destroyer. We got some Eye of the Destroyer coming up. Bring up my notes one more time for me, my love. Eye of the Destroyer, which is a badass band, by the way. This is their hailing from New Jersey. They've been together since 2013. This is their second full-length release, but they do have 5 EPs out there as well, so, and a few singles and all that. So they got quite a bit of stuff to jam on if you want to check out their discography. The newest release is called Baptized in Pain. We are thrilled. We are honored. We are ready to bang our heads to play In the Suffering from Eye of the Destroyer. Please do enjoy.
Death rules everything around me.
Yeah, there you go. A little In the Suffering from motherfucking Eye of the Destroyer. It's one of my favorite new things, man. That's fucking got some power to it. It's got some aggression to it, and I like it. I am a fan. I am a motherfucking fan. Little Jersey's own, man. Jersey got some badass banderies. I like some Jersey bands. Overkill's one of my favorite bands of all time. So there you go. There's pedigree there. Go over there and show them the love. Well, I do believe the results are partially in, at least, and what we've come to determine is that women and men are equally fucked up. You know, don't you think? What do you think, Scully?
Yep.
We're all fucked up.
Yep.
It's an individual to an individual thing, and honestly, it's an individual to an individual, and it's time frame to time frame.
Right.
I'm less of a dick today than I was 20 years ago. You know, there were things I did then that I wouldn't do today, and vice versa, and blah blah blah. And
Yep.
you know. I once fucked a buddy of mine's girlfriend. A buddy of mine went out partying. We went out partying one night. He went out to smoke some crack with some other buddies of mine.
Okay.
And I wasn't down with that shit. So I hung out to play video games, which I really wasn't down with video games, to be honest with you, but I chose that over crack. Right. And
can't say that I blame you.
right. And I literally was sitting on the floor and I was playing video games. And his girlfriend at the time came walking. It was just me and her at the house. Came walking out down the hallway from the bathroom, had taken a shower, and dropped a towel on the ground. I was standing there buck-ass naked. And I'm only human. So I chose pussy over Mario. And, but I did tell the dude. I told the dude the very next day, like, dude, when last night when you and What's-the-Face went and did the What's-the-Thing, I fucked your girlfriend. And he was like, no, you didn't. And I said, no, I really did. And... And I said, man, but I'll tell you what, I feel bad about it. And if you want, we can pull over right now and you can punch me right in the face and I'll let you. I'll just take it. And to my surprise, he pulled right over to the side of the road. And I was like, fuck. And yeah, but I got out and he got out. And I totally put my hands by my side and fucking braced to take it. And about 4 times he flinched at me like, you know, he like he wanted to. But he didn't punch me, I will say.
He should have punched you.
Oh, yeah, he definitely should have punched me. He eventually told me, and truthfully, that I told him about it, which most people wouldn't do. I did tell him what happened. And he appreciated that part, I guess, at least. And we're still friends to this day, me and that dude. So, but I was a dick. I shouldn't have did what I did. But today, today that's a different thing. So, we're all dickheads in various time frames, and hopefully you learn and you grow and you become a better person as you experience things and you gain a little empathy in your life. You know what I mean? Empathy is the key to it all, in my opinion. When you're young, the world is all about you. You know what I mean? How it affects you, what you want, what you're not getting, what's not fair to you, what you've been shorted, what somebody else got but you didn't. You know what I mean? As you get older, there's less of that and more, fuck it, that's the way the world works, and it is what it is, and it becomes a little bit more about us. You know what I mean? So I think there's something to that. I think there's something to that in reference to in the entirety of our conversation tonight. So there you go. There's Crip's Words of Wisdom. Buy a T-shirt that says signed Sigmund Freud, and on the top of it, it just says your mama. Okay, there we go. So on that note, I want to thank Kenny and his team of Doomsters for bringing us a kick-ass job jam tonight. We appreciate it, you Doom fuckers. I want to thank Carlos from Warbringer for spending some time with us and sitting down and discussing the present and the future of that badass band that we love very much. I'm looking forward to what you're doing next, sir. I want to thank Scully for your time in the engineering chair. Much love, Miss Scully. We appreciate what you do over there. And I most importantly want to thank all of you ladies and gentlemen who have lit up our map tonight. I enjoy the fuck out of the fact that there's so many red dots on that map right there. Really, truly, you're all awesome for that. So we will try our hardest to continue to deserve and try to earn a little bit of the love you motherfuckers give us. And we'll do that with Kick-Ass Playlists, man. I promise to keep bringing you those. And I know tonight's been one. Come hang out with us next Tuesday. I'm considering, I don't know for sure, but I'm considering next Tuesday being a completely wordless episode of the Metal Yard. Start to finish, nothing but instrumental metal. Boom. Not a word. I'm thinking of calling the episode the Without a Word episode, in fact, on the Metal Yard. So, and then next Wednesday night, We have an interview with Angry Again. In fact, in the coming weeks, we have Angry Again we'll be talking to. We'll be talking to Grave, Legendary Grave, and a few more bands are lined up as well. So good things are coming. Keep hanging out with us here at Metal-O-Mania, and we'll keep bringing you the metal, the soundtrack to your motherfucking lives, baby. Mm-hmm. And on that note, let us close the show with the Vith Circle, the VTH Circle, the Vith Circle. They have a brand new release called Playland. I think they're brutal. I think they're badass. And I think that you should fucking enjoy some of it right now. We're going to close out with them, Melodic Death from Canada. This is their 4th EP. Pick it up and jam it. The Vith Circle Playland. Final.
Bye, guys.
See you guys next week. Much love, much metal.
My adrenaline junkie friend takes me up, around, and back again. See the world through blinded eyes until the whiskey well is done and dry.
Everlasting pain, but freedom's so cold, but
This is the Crypt. I got my headphones on and my nose in your grandmama's coin purse. Must be Wednesday.
What's up? This is Bibi from Cryzix, and you are listening to Metal-O-Mania. Fuck yeah.
Hi, I'm Pietro from Death Above, and you are listening to Metal-O-Mania.